Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Happy FOMC minutes, not meeting, Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. If you're here with me either in the Discord or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. Let's see. Hey, good morning there. Trader Page, Marine, Luna, Driss, Midland Trader, Cyrus. Good morning, Savage, Steven. Oh, we have some new ones in here. Steven, Flying War Banana, Astro Nerd. Good morning. Good morning, Shaw. Good morning, O'Keefe. Shady Lady, Rhett. Good morning. Trading Lizard, good to see you. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Discord people, are you folks enjoying the morning tunes with the new waiting music? Are you guys and gals enjoying that at all? Wow, Trading Lizard's up $800 this morning. There you go. Trader Pay. Like it better than the normal music? There you go. You'll start to see the eclectic taste of music that I have. Yeah, the market's been rolling over here. Hey, good morning there. Philippe, Whatever Trading, Ken, Boo Boo, Day Trader Rick, Julius, Tomas, H.E.'s, Stacking Bananas, Quantum, Timothy, NQ Rips, Zignitas, Jordy, Andreas, Dan Brook. Good morning, Jim, Moose, Austin, Ripper Trader. Hey, good to see you there, Ripper Trader. Ricardo, Lara, what is that? Curtin, Zach, Carey, Words on a Plate, Delane, McNasty, and then Sam, Justin, Deepak, DeBeast, Whispering Wall Street, Chi, Patrick, Allen, Aladdin, Mike B, Joseph, Quantum, Bridger, no. I like that name. Chad Wong, L Short, Ma 28, Shane, Mike, Kevin, RJ, Shankster, Theory, Joe, Wanna Trade, Mitchell, Marcelo, Tommy, Ray Colton, Carlton, Barrow, Joseph Coates, Rui, Dips, Light, Evelyn, Jim, and Stuff, Nick, and Cryogenic. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, Big G-Ski, how we doing? So yeah, it was a very nice little short here. Let's go over to the trading view. It was a nice short here. We have these levels that we're tracking. This is the same area that I got short on. If you tuned in to Top Step TV yesterday, this is the same area where I got short on yesterday. Let's go to the 5-minute here. Yesterday, this was a really nice trade here. It was actually right here on that first failure of that 23 level that we're watching, but yeah, ended up getting short right around here and then took it right around there. So I made $2,500 on that drop on my live funded account. Did that live on Top Step TV. It was a lot of fun. And then we had this Percocet to the upside and then back down here, down to our other level of 465 halves. Now, the Globex session has just been very, very weak. You'll notice here, what's very interesting in the overnight session is that we've been sort of hitting up against the VWAP here, and it's on all time frames. We've been hitting against the VWAP and hitting. We had one little perk here and then kind of just hitting and then failing. So the VWAP might be a very good indicator to use this morning. It might be a very good indication of whether we're in premium or discount. Right now we're in a discount because we're below the VWAP, technically speaking. But I do expect that we could see some more downside pain. It really is contingent, in my opinion, because we have a light news cycle today. It's really contingent on a couple different things. Let's go over what we're looking at today. So number one, which I believe that most traders are going to be looking at, is NVIDIA, because NVIDIA has really dictated the directionality of where the NQ has been going, and even the S&P. It's had a heavy influence on that. So when we're seeing NVIDIA tool to the downside, we've seen the NQ going to the downside as well. Good morning there, Mr. Kofifi and Raymond. Good morning. So yeah, we've seen NVIDIA sort of dictating the movement of the market, and it's going to have their earnings after the bell today, and people are going to be placing pretty large bets on that, I would assume. It's just the way things go. It's the most heavily traded stock right now, and it dethroned Tesla, of course, of being Tesla, I mean, is one of the best. Over the years, Tesla has been a fantastic source of alpha, long and short. It's been a fantastic trader's stock, but recently has been dethroned now by NVIDIA. So NVIDIA does have earnings after the bell today, and we will see. If you want to kind of get a peek into what's going on there, check out the options chain on NVIDIA. I don't have it on a screen share, but I'm going to pull it up anyway on my trusty mobile device here. Let's go to NVIDIA and let's see what the analysts are saying here. Based on the options, we're looking at basically a 70-point move up or down in NVIDIA, which is, it's pretty extraordinary. We're talking about basically 10% of a move in NVIDIA. But what's really interesting about NVIDIA right now is that how exorbitantly priced it is. I mean, we're talking about, if you're looking at just the options chain right now, 10%, 11% of a move, it's pure insanity right now. It's trading at 20 times the trailing 12 million revenues, and it's around 15 times the forward-looking revenues. So what that means is that if a shareholder wants to get their money out over a 20-year time span, NVIDIA would have to pay, think about this, NVIDIA would have to be paying out 100% of their revenues over 20 years. This is how ridiculous this is priced right now. And that means they couldn't give out any salaries, they couldn't give out any investments, they couldn't spend any money on R&D, research and development. And that would mean that the stock would have to basically collapse to zero for it to be of value to any long-term investor right now. So this is, this is leaning on the side of mania, I guess you could say. So does the mania continue? Is this going to be a continued vehicle for, you think about it. If you are a long-term investor, you're looking at this and it's kind of ridiculous. But if you're a short-term investor, maybe you're looking at this as a vehicle to park some capital, and maybe as an investment banker, you're looking at this as a vehicle to, make some money for your clients or make some money for your firm, your bank, whatever. And this is the vehicle that everybody's chosen at this juncture. That could be the case. No doubt about it, right? Most certainly that could be the case. But at some point, the game of musical chairs will end, because as I just described, this is not realistic. You can't have NVIDIA paying out for the next 20 years 100% of its revenue without paying any salaries or research and development, et cetera. So they need to find a way to pull some new revenues out. And if there's some new revenues on the horizon, maybe that's going to solve that. But for the most part, when we're looking at something like this, it's a little bit ridiculous. So does the game of musical chairs, does the game end today with their earnings with a downside move? Now, if you were paying attention to SMCI, we had SMCI sort of having this blow off after ripping and ripping and ripping. I haven't checked this morning. Let's just have a little gander over at our friend SMCI here, trading at 756 right now. So if we go back, let's use the 1 hour time frame. This is what mania looks like. Let's go all the way back here to the beginning of 2024 when we're trading just shy of $292 here. And we had this, what you could call sort of a blow off top here. And we skittered on to the downside, and we are now trading. I don't know why I have a little blob there. I'm going to get rid of that. We are trading down here at this 700 level, which conveniently is where, price likes to find all of this volume. This is where we've contracted a lot of volume lately. So there's no surprise that we've actually skittered on down to that exact spot there. So, there's some folks out there that made a lot of money getting puts into this. So do we see the same thing from NVIDIA? Let's bring up NVIDIA here. Do we see the same thing from NVIDIA? Well, let me get those out of the way. We've kind of brought the price back down to this area. We are kind of back comfortably in this volume range, but the analysts are pricing in a potential 60-point drop, which brings us conveniently down to around this area. Well, no, even lower. 60-point drop would be right around here. So we're talking about entertaining somewhere in this liquidity down here. So, can it get back down there? Of course. Does it change the world if it gets back down there? No, certainly not. But then also a move to the upside, if you're talking about 60 points, you're talking about comfortably getting back to exactly where we were auctioning here, which is conveniently, what is that purple line? That's the point of control. So conveniently getting back up to that level. So, I could go either way. I think that it's going to go whichever way makes the dealers make the most money. So if we're looking at the positioning for the options right now, if I'm seeing anything that's jumping out of the chain right now to me, let's see here. I have all strikes kind of enabled here. So open interest is kind of weighted to the downside. I would expect some 620s, 590s, 550s, 520s, 500s. And these are the weeklies, mind you. These are not the monthlies. These are the weeklies. So it's not like people are buying these 6 months ago. So this is heavy flow into this. We're talking about 70, 600 and the 500s here. Let's look to the upside here. Open interest to the upside. We're looking at, some folks are looking at the 725s. There's a decent curve of weight at 710 up to 740. Looking even higher here. It starts to thin out above 800. So Actually, sorry about that. 1080s are catching some flow here. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch and see how NVIDIA sort of dictates the price action today. So that's number one. Number one is NVIDIA. That's what people are going to be watching today. By the way, if you're enjoying this stream and if you are supportive of the stream, I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream with notifications turned on because we are trying to get to 10,000 subs here. We're very close, mind you. You folks have been really putting in the effort, and I really do appreciate that. Spreading the good word about this channel. When we get to 10,000 subs, we will have a giveaway that day. In fact, we're going to have multiple giveaways. It's going to be a giveaway extravaganza that day. So please make sure that you're spreading the word, spreading the love. Good morning, Amp. Good morning, Ganesh. Good to see you. Yeah, make sure you're spreading the love. Make sure you are following. Make sure you are subscribed. And also, I do appreciate any follows that you can do on Instagram and Twitter. It's @SellingRips is my username there. So NVIDIA being number one here. NVIDIA is number one. That's what we're looking at today. Number two on the list, I guess you could say, on the level of importance would be the FOMC minutes. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about number three first. The third level of importance. Number one is going to be NVIDIA, most important. Number two, FOMC minutes. Number three, let's jump right to there. Number three is going to be these treasury auctions. We have a 2-year FRN auction, which is a floating rate note. And then we have a 20-year bond auction. So the floating rate note auction, the way that it works is that you have passive bids and competitive bids. The passive bids are going to take the highest yield. The competitive bids are going to drive for a certain yield. So that's going to tell us what people are saying about the economy here and inflation over the next 2-year span. At least we're going to have the most educated bettors in this game looking at this FRN auction, floating rate note auction, and placing their bets there. That is due out at 11:30 today, which is conveniently intertwined with Euro close, which again, Euro close brings us some decent volatility. So we'll have to see how that kind of plays things out here. And, with all of that on the table, it should be very interesting to see how that's received. Following that 2-year FRN auction, we do have the 20-year bond auction. That's going to be due out at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then that's third level of importance. Let's jump back to number two. That's going to be the FOMC meeting minutes. Now, it's not an FOMC meeting. There's a lot of confusion from newer traders on Twitter. There's another popular YouTube streamer out there who's trading the FOMC meeting live because they don't know anything about how to trade any of these markets. They have no idea what's going on. They're a chicken with their head cut off. They're just better off holding a fishing pole and casting that out into the ocean, so to speak. Maybe literally, maybe figuratively. But it's the FOMC meeting minutes. It's not the actual meeting. And this is going to be the minutes from the January meeting that was just out a couple weeks ago. And that meeting minutes are going to contain everything we've already heard. And it would be pretty rare that we would actually see anything new from that. And that is going to be at 2 p.m. today. 2 p.m. today, okay? So that's what you want to be focused on. And level of importance, NVIDIA earnings after the bell, FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m., and then the bond and treasury auctions, the FRN auction, the bond auction, out at 11:30 and 1 p.m. respectively. So that's what you want to be paying attention to today. We also do have some Fed speakers. Right now, as I'm yapping away here, we do have Raphael Bostic who is speaking. However, I haven't heard any squawks about him yet. So that is kind of keeping things docile right now. We do have Michelle Bowman, who's also a voter. Remember, Raphael Bostic is a voter. Michelle Bowman is a voter. She's going to be speaking at 1 p.m., which is going to be in line with the 20-year bond auction there, 20-year bond auction. And so there you have it, folks. There you have it. That is our schedule for today. That is what we're going to be looking at. That is how things are going to be playing out. Right now, I haven't taken any trades. Haven't taken a single trade. Just a quick check here on my Ninja Trader. There you go. Haven't taken any trades. We're still sitting at zero here, but I do still think that the market is going to follow this trend short. Now, the only thing that would really change this is off the open, whether or not we're going to see a lot of volatility spiking into NVIDIA. So if we see a lot of folks that are buying into these calls, I just want to see exactly what they're pricing these at. Given that there wasn't a lot of overnight move in NVIDIA, just a quick check on what they're pricing here with, let me just have a little gander here. I have all of the strikes enabled. Let me just go to 10 strikes out here. So what are we trading at? 682. I mean, yeah, the 685s are trading $42. There really is no value. When does it actually become a value here? And let me see here. Let's go to like 50 strikes out. So let's just say you're wanting the 750s. Are you getting a value on those at all? Yeah, $18. Yeah, there's really not any cheapies on that. During COVID, we had a lot of cheapies in Tesla, so people could buy cheapies out of the money, but market makers wisened up to that, and I guess we're getting not as good prices as that. So, it's it happens there. Yep, NVIDIA is after the market close today, folks. So that is what's going to be important. 11% is the expectation for the move. That is correct. Rips, are you planning to participate in the TradingView Leap competition? I don't even know what that is. Right now, I'm participating in the let's get on the top step leaderboard. That's what I'm looking at. Is bond auction an instantaneous event that hits the market at the scheduled time? Nope. There's a very good question there, Red Hens. So the announcement, we have auction announcements where, you'll get some information from that. But right now, so we have 2 auctions without announcements. The first one's at 11:30. Generally, you'll get the auction results about 120 seconds, 2 minutes after that bond auction happens. Now, because it's at 11:30, that's when the auction starts, and then all the participants put their bids in for these auctions, and then we get the results after the auction has completed. So you're looking for about anywhere from 30 to 180 seconds of time that's going to pass between 11:30 and the result of that auction. There you go. I may be dropping Top Step tomorrow since there's no resets to be ready is going to be the worst FOMC. I'm not sure I follow you. I don't understand. Options premiums are insane compared to how they used to be. Yes, exactly. I used to, for the first 9 months of 2023, even 10 months, 9 months or something, we traded SPY contracts pretty much every single day in the Clubhouse here, and we did really, really well with it. But it got to the point where it was just squeezing water out of a rock. Sharmad says, is there a specific place you listen to for market news, or do you switch across multiple ones accordingly? I subscribe to a lot of different squawks, but this is a great free resource for you, Sharmads. This is what I'm looking at. Throughout the day, this is a great one. You can set notifications on your browser, so it'll automatically pop you up a nice notification there when you have any events. So yeah, that's what I would recommend to use, and it's free. And there's also, there's Financial Juice, which is free at all. There you go. Good morning. I'm sending amazing vibes to everyone from Mexico. Thank you, Brenda. Good to see you this morning. Hey, Rips, what do you think of NVIDIA's CPU? Their GPUs are fantastic. They're used a lot in AI processing. NVIDIA was a company that was mainly focused on, it was B2C, right? Business to consumer, B2C. Now they're doing a lot of B2B stuff, which is why the revenue has grown. Their GPU chips are used in a lot of AI computing and processing. And as you know, AI is used almost everywhere now, if not everywhere. And it's used to the degree of if you're balancing a load from, like Cloudflare is doing load balancing. They're using specific AI tools to sort these load balancing issues now, where in the past it was kind of, a coding team that would work on that. AI is very much in the forefront right now, and it's only going to get more and more extreme, which is why we're seeing stocks like NVIDIA growing, Google growing, Meta, Microsoft, all these names that are focused around AI. TBD today is pivot day to determine we go up or down. Yeah, I think that the entire market is going to be waiting with bated breath on what is going to happen with NVIDIA earnings. Tomas says they balance a load sometimes. That's very good. I'm very proud of you for that. Rips, are you playing NQ after hours or NVIDIA earnings report? Probably not. And the thing is that you might have NVIDIA reporting at the bottom of the hour. They might be reporting at 4:30 rather Eastern time. And Top Step wants you to be out of all positions by 4:10 p.m. Eastern, 3:10 Chicago time. So there might not be an opportunity to trade that even if you wanted to. However, if they're reporting right after the bell, you can trade it if you want, but you have to understand there's so much volatility in a print like this. You can have the right idea, but it can stop you out because it will do one print opposite of your direction. Let's say you're going to the north side. You have your stop like 30 handles lower. It can print one tick. It can print one single order 30 handles lower and then immediately 100 handles higher. And it's very, very risky. I would not do it on an account like a live account. I would certainly not do it on an XFA. You really risk ruining your day with that. So, maybe if you want to trade it and you do have the opportunity, perhaps you trade it in a combine there. Great session yesterday with Top Step. Thank you so much. Big Bank says, hey, Rips, if you blow a Top Step X account, will it reset automatically when they charge you the monthly? Yes, exactly right. It's $4.50 for a reset if you wait for the monthly bill. If you do not wait, it's a regular price reset. So it's $49 for a 50K. $99 for a 100K or $149 for a 150K. Can you explain how you analyze or determine market direction you kept with the short position and won the day on? It's just time and experience. It really is. There's no magic sauce to it. It's time and repetition in the market and seeing patterns. go over and over and over and happen over and over. So it's not really, there's no real magic trick to it. It's not like, if this is happening, I like to follow momentum. So when we have downside momentum, I'm watching how the auction is received around certain levels. And mainly that we talked about yesterday, I was looking for a short early on, and I wasn't trying to marry that bias, and I was happy to be wrong, but there was nothing that had in the order flow that changed my perspective on that. I expected on yesterday's trade, let's just go to the 3 minutes so we can look at yesterday's open quite specifically here. But I don't know if you folks tuned in to Top Step TV, but this was very specific of what I was looking for here. We had this rip up to the top side. So you could argue that, maybe you missed a scalp to the top side, but I was looking at this for first level of exhaustion. And let's go to the 1 minute so we can get even more granular here. There we go. So I was actually wrong initially on this because I was too early, right? So I was shorting right into our level here of 710. I think my first short was 707, and I was a little bit early to it, and then I got ticked out right here. But that's where I saw extreme exhaustion. I started to see exhaustion into this level right here, which is our 710 level. And I shorted that first exhaustion. My first trade, I lost, I believe, $250 or $300, something like that. And then once I saw exhaustion up here, because that's what I was trying to aim for this whole time, this was a lot of order matching, a lot of offers were stepping out of the way. So what I was looking for was a short into that level. And I didn't even change my perspective on it. However, if we come up to, let's say we come to this level when we come back down and we start to show a lot of bid support here, I might be targeting this level for a scalp, but that's not what we saw. We saw complete exhaustion right up here. You can see that. That's a huge topping tail on a 1 minute. And we skittered back onto the downside. So I shorted it again, and I think I targeted this level initially, or maybe I got out here. But yeah, I was just shorting it all the way down because we didn't see anything that was negating that move and showing us that we had bid support. You can see this is the first kerfuffle we had at our level here. Second kerfuffle was right after we bounced off of our 560 level. And again, same deal. Right here, we saw extreme weakness, and that's where I took, I think, second or third short there. And same deal here. It tucked below the level. And then again, we're looking to see whether or not it's auctioning back up to our level there, and it didn't. You see kind of a flat top here. If we have a flat top breakout and then goes, yeah, it's different, but we didn't see that. We saw instead this big gap of weakness between where the auction is heading, and we ended up going back down to the next level. So it was just me playing level to level, watching for extreme exhaustion, and this was kind of the blowout to the downside where it was, I believe, this was my final trade on this where we had that extreme exhaustion. And again, I was just looking on whether or not we were going to get up to that level right here. We didn't. We just had complete exhaustion. So I levered into this one, a 3 contract short, and I made 2,500 on that move to the downside there. So it was just watching the order flow, seeing that the auction was tremendously weak. And then again, you could argue that I should have, flipped long here and taken that to the long side. But, I didn't want to spoil the party. I was up $2,500 in my live account. I think I made $4,000 or $5,000 in some combines. And, I've made the mistake 2 sessions on the Fast Market Show, 2 sessions where I was up $4,500 and I ended up giving it back to the point where I hit max loss. So you're talking about a $7,000 loser. And I said, you know what? It hasn't been the greatest. It's a lot of distraction, right? For you folks that are trading on your own, in your own office or home or wherever you're trading on your laptop, your phone, you don't have any distractions when you're on a show and you're trying to be a gracious host. It's one of those things where you're trying to really just focus on everything that's going on and try to be a gracious guest. And so for me, when I was up that money, I didn't want to flip long there and dig that long at all. So there you have it. Hi, Ribs. Which free squawk did you mention? I missed the name. It's not a squawk, but it's a calendar that has notifications that you can hook up to your browser there. Ribs, I've learned to read price action so much better from listening to the way you look at things. I passed my first combine yesterday. I've only been trading since November. Wow. Give it up for Hunter. There's something to be said for folks that have been trading for a limited amount of time. You really have a leg up on the competition because you haven't learned any bad habits. If you've been following some bad advice or if you've just been trading on your own, it's really easy to pick up on bad habits. If you've been following perhaps maybe a YouTube streamer that never shows the last 3 digits of their PA accounts because it's in the hundreds and they've spent probably 50 or 60 grand on failed PAs at this point, and you're following along with that kind of advice, it's bad habits that you can pick up along the way. And it just, it's not something that is easy to shake. So good for you, Hunter, on staying away from the bad juju out there and, focusing on things that are working for you. I really like to see that. Does that automatic reset happen on trading combines and not X? It happens on every single one, the automatic reset. But on Top Step X, if you got in at the deal, it's $4.50 for that monthly, versus if you're using one of the other platforms, it's just the regular price there. There's no reset for a Top Step XFA account. You blow it, the combine accounts will reset at the end of the month. That is correct. Yeah, for some reason, there's this belief that if you blow an XFA account that you can just purchase a reset. That's not how it works, because if you're blowing an XFA, you technically have not proven any longer that you have earned that right to trade. So you have to go back to the combine level and prove to Top Step that yes, indeed, you can trade very, very well. You know, if Top Step will get a leaderboard everyone can see, yes, they're working on that right now. Very, very good question there. Hey, Rips, are you trading live here? I really like to trade with someone that is better than me. If not, is it in the Discord? I trade live every single morning here at 8 a.m. sharp on Eastern time zone. And we haven't taken any trades yet. I'm just kind of, we're in this no man's land right now. We're in this chop. I haven't heard anything out of Raphael Bostic, so I don't know what's going on with them. I also heard Collins might be speaking today, but I can't find Susan on the schedule anywhere. I'm looking here if Raphael Bostic said anything at all. I'm not getting anything from any of my squawks here. But there you have it. So I will be trading live. We just haven't taken any trades yet. I'm not going to put on garbage trade while we're in the chop here. I'd like to wait until we have some kind of volatility or activity. Speaking of, we do have some Canadian data that's going to be out at 8:30. That's the only data print that's coming out at 8:30. It's the Canadian January New Housing Price Index. That's the NHPI New Housing Price Index. That's going to be out at 8:30 today. Hunter says, no bad habits. I've been really quick to cut off info sources because I can tell they're just selling. There you go. Let's see here. Yesterday, I had a very challenging trading day. I initially believed I failed my combine. However, upon reflection, I realized that I forgot to switch from sim to my combine account. Hey, that's a gift right there from the market gods. There you go. That's a gift from those market gods. What are all of those lines? This is price levels that we're tracking here. So this level is kind of the perk that we're looking at. If we are auctioning above that, there would be a lot of stops being popped. So I'd like to see initially that, if we do somehow find bids in this auction this morning, I'd like to see a perk above this level and then potentially a failure here to short. And if we actually get, a rip up to this level and a rewind and then a perk up, that could be seeing that we might be able to return a lot of this flush here. So that's why I have that line there. This line is a very, very old line that's been very trusty, 465 halves. And you can see here, that's kind of where the market rejected yesterday. So through that, we do have some sell stops that are going to be rested below that, bringing us into our level of 433 halves. And so that's what we're looking for today on those levels there. I brought my XFA back from the dead after being stupid yesterday. I caught that push up after 7 and caught 28 points. Give it up for National in here. National, I love to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. Trying to understand if a reset costs 50, but the remaining billing period is the same, then why not just open a new account at 50 so you have full 30 days of the same price, right? Why reset? Well, if you feel that you want to have those full 30 days, it's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to reset. You could just buy a new account for sure. It's the exact same thing. But most people are passing accounts. I think, you have unlimited time to pass it, of course. But, if you're 1 day away from your rebill, obviously, you don't reset that account, right? Rips, yesterday was a great day for me, up 4,000 on a 50K XFA on Top Step X. Nice work there, JK. Okay, there we go. Barkin. We got Barkin who's speaking right now. Did not have Barkin on my schedule, and I do think Collins is going to be speaking as well, so that's a surprise. So Barkin says, big picture of U.S. data on inflation and jobs has been remarkable. This is Thomas Barkin. He is a voter. Remember that. He is a voter. He said, recent data on PPI and CPI have been less good. These Fed speakers, I tell you. Showing a dependence of disinflation on goods. January data made things harder, but should not put too much weight on the month's information given seasonal issues. Ease of hiring is not yet back to normal, but conditions are improving. So very dovish speak out from Mr. Thomas Barkin here. Very dovish speak there. That move just missed me by a tick. Oh, sorry to hear that. Started trading futures from 30th of January and completed the combine 16th of February and currently up $1,000. Nice work there, Manus. There you go. The dashed red and green lines on the top and bottom are manually set, or it's an indicator. Everything you see outside of this orange line right here and this purple line are all everything that I Bob Rossed myself. I'm very proud of my drawings here. I took the time to draw all of them, each and every single one of them myself here. These teal lines are calculated by a proprietary formula, but there's not an indicator that creates them and puts them on my chart, unfortunately. I have to calculate them by hand and then manually put them on the chart. From your point of view, do you think that you can live out of constantly payouts from Top Step? For sure, yeah. You can. A good goal for payouts on Top Step would be paying yourself once every 2 weeks, because you want to have 5 profitable days. There's 10 trading days every 2 weeks, right? 5 and 5, depending on if there's a holiday or not. You can just assume that there's about 10 trading days. So as long as you're profitable on half of those trading days, you should be able to request a payout every other week, and that can be a nice consistent pay for you. However, I do believe that before you get to that point, you should really be, by the way, hold on, Canadian housing print out. Negative 0.1%. The expectation was 0.1%. The prior read was at 0%. So we're talking about a 10 basis point change here. Talking about a 20 basis point miss on the read there. Not a big deal for Canadian housing data. But that's going to be our last read now. New housing price index reported at negative 0.7. Prior was negative 0.9. So pricing is going back up in Canada. Sticky inflation, my goodness. But the next print that we're going to have for the U.S. is going to be the Redbook retail sales. That's going to be out in 25 minutes here. Listening to hear if Barkin has any more juice to drop on us here. Ease of hiring is not yet back to normal, but conditions are improving there. Interesting. Good for Canadian housing. Their market is crazy. Yeah, it's a completely different world up there. It's totally different. If you aren't living in Canada or the USA, it's 100% possible. Just need to keep your living costs low. I mean, the thing about Top Step is that they don't have that ridiculous rule where you can only pull out, like $2,000 every this payout window and then this window, and then we review your account and you have to have 10 trading days, and we're gonna, you didn't trade how we wanted to, so we're not gonna pay you. No, it's any 5 trading days of profit that's $200 or more, you get to qualify for a payout. And there's no, you can have a day where you make $200,000 and then you can withdraw. Let's just say you get to your next payout period, you can withdraw $100,000 if you wanted to. That's the beauty of trading on Top Step. There's no limitation to your upside. Obviously, there's no limitation to your downside either. It's very easy to blow accounts. It's very difficult to be trading. Extremely difficult to trade. So don't think that just because you're trading on Top Step, that you could all of a sudden just be a billionaire. Temper your expectations. Try to have something else that's going on. If you're focused on only trading and it's the only thing you have and you haven't found consistency with it, you're not consistently profitable with trading, then you're going to have a very difficult time becoming profitable with trading, because you're always going to be haunted about, I got to make this work. And then you're green in a position and you're thinking, well, I'm green in this position. I got to take it down, versus looking at the market structure. Should I even be trading this right now? Should I be taking this position down right now? Does it have more room to run? It's one of those things, right? What was the question here? They limit you to 50% at Top Step. Well, let me paint a picture for you. Let's just say that you deposited $10,000 in a brokerage account, right? Let's give me some rope here. Follow me. You deposit $10,000 in a brokerage account. All right. You trade for 5 trading days and you make $2,000. So now your balance is $12,000 in that trading account. Are you going to take all $12,000 out of that trading account? Of course you aren't. That's ridiculous. That's silly. You would never pull out all of your money from that account. Would you leave a buffer behind so you can continue to trade and have some kind of cushion in your account? Yes, of course you would. That's of course. There's no question about it. So yes, you're not going to pull out all of your money, but after 30 days of trading, you can zero out any account on Top Step that you want. I mean, it's the closest thing to trading real money that you're ever going to have out there, but you don't have to put up your own capital. Like when you pass a 150K XFA, you pay $149 and you essentially get an account with $4,500 in it, and you don't have to put up your own $4,500. So I mean, I will argue with anybody until I'm blue in the face about this. If you know how to trade, this is the way to do it. If you're learning to trade, this is the way to do it. You're not going to find a better deal out there. And these other funding companies, they're just not the same. It's just not the same at all. Good rising, Ribs. Good rising to you, sir. Good to see you. Yes, but when I withdraw, I will still have the same size. The scaling plan would be nice if it didn't go against you for withdrawing. Well, I mean, just try to make more money and have more money in there. It's the same thing as if, again, you're trading your own real money. There's no free handouts in this world, right? If you want to make money in trading, it's very, very difficult. It's going to take time to get there. But if you're patient and you are very slow with this marathon, it's not a sprint, then you can actually see success with this. It's just, It's trust me when I say this, there's no cheaper market tuition out there than doing this. You don't want to be losing your own hard-earned capital. There's a lot of people who have frustration with rules on these funding companies, and they go and they trade their own real money, and then they blow $15,000, $20,000, and they go, well, that was stupid. Don't rush the process. Take it slow. Take it easy. Take it easy. Passed my first account yesterday, but failed my other. I went to reset, and it's resetting the passing account. I recorded my journey. Do you think they will help? Yep. Reach out to Top Step Support. They are very, very good with that. Very, very good with that. They're the best support in the game. They have a chat support thing. You just put in your issue. They'll respond to you, 24, 48 hours. Sorry for bringing the question again. Blowing an account on a 50K is reaching the 2K limit loss, or blowing the whole 50K. It's the 2K. It's the 2K. You're blowing the 2K. Hey Ribs, Top Step activating my funded account, but not the 150K account instead of the 50K. I messaged support. How long would they fix it? 24 to 48 hours. They're very, very quick. Good morning, Ribs. Late for the live stream, but thanks for sharing. There you go. Ribs, seriously curious, how many times have you had to change your strategy during your time trading, and were the changes major or minor tweaks? Great question there, Danny. Well, during COVID, it was completely different. I mean, COVID, you could just, you could buy options way out of the money in practically any big ticker out there, and you could make money. It was literally like that. I mean, if you knew how to trade at the time, you could make a lot of money. Fortunately, I was privileged enough to be able to trade during that time, so I did really well during COVID time. There was a time after that where it was a little bit more difficult. 2022 was a little bit more difficult, especially in the small cap space. Definitely gave back some gains there. But yeah, I mean, overall, your style is going to change and adapt to the market. We're in a very heavy Fed market right now where mainly everything is centered around the Fed. So my strategy has adapted to playing around these news events and everything that's happening with the FOMC and the Fed. We will eventually get to a news-driven cycle in a stock pickers market, but that's around the bend. And when that happens, the strategy will shift, and the way that you're playing the markets can shift. But if you're focused on auction theory and market structure, looking at order flow and how to read the tape, that will carry you for a long period of time to where that's always going to work. Auction theory will always work. We're talking about, going back to Dalton's teachings, they're talking about using TPOs. These things have been around for years and years and years. This stuff is not going to go away. It's just, I always say this, I can give you the best strategy in the world for trading, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to how you're managing yourself in those high expectancy trades where you're going to be making money. Most people, that's where they drop the ball. You give them a great setup and they get that perfect trade on, and then they're immediately taking it off without letting it run. And that's a huge common problem. That's a problem that I used to have all the time with my trading, is that, I couldn't let my winners run. I would always let my losers go and go and go. I had a day where just thinking back to, I always think about this for when I think about letting my losers run. I kept on moving a stop when I was trading Tesla equity. And the prior day, I think I made something like $120,000 trading Tesla, and then the next day I gave back like $180,000 because I kept moving my stop. I was doing thousands and thousands of shares, equities, and this is I got to go back and look at it. It was on Thinkorswim, but I want to say it was trading like $800 or something that day. And I just kept barreling into it. But it's a mix of things. I had the euphoria from winning a huge 6-figure day the day prior, and I took that euphoria and I turned it into ignorance the next day, where I was saying, yeah, I'm invincible. I'm already up this much. Go ahead and take it. And I just kept on telling myself, it can't go any lower. It can't go any lower. It can't go any lower. Nope, it went lower and it kept on going lower. And I kept on adding and moving my stop and adding and adding. And then I looked at the end of the day and I was like, wow, what did I do that for? That was stupid. So I always think about that when I talk about, the psychology that goes into trading and, how you're looking at these things. It's a crazy thing how much psychology affects your trading. And I think that that's where your focus should be most of the time in trading. Yeah, it's easy to find setups. You'll eventually find setups, pattern recognition, going through it. But once you have a good trade on, it's all about letting that trade work. When you have a bad trade on, it's about cutting that and sticking to your trade plan, not moving your stops, not doing knuckleheaded stuff. And that, to me, when I'm talking about mentoring people, that's what I like to focus on more than anything, because I've been through it. I've been through the fire and flames of being a losing trader to finally get to a plateau trader and then a consistently profitable trader. And that took me through a lot of different stages of trading. You have all these emotional things that happen. And I like being able to communicate that to people, because I feel like I can cut down your learning journey by talking you through those things, because all of the problems that I have are very common problems. And they ring true for a lot of traders out there. Is that when Tesla dropped to 99? No. I mean, I was trading a whole lot of shares that day. I think my maximum position size was something like, I don't know, let's just say 15,000 shares at one point. And if it's going down a lot of points and you got 15,000 shares, guess what? It can smoke you. So yeah, that's what happened. How long have I been trading? I've been trading for a decade there. But yeah, so it's one of those things. It's been there, double an account on one day, margin call the next. Yeah, I mean, it's a very common thing. Euphoria is one heck of a drug. Euphoria will infect your noggin and make you feel invincible. And it's that one thing in trading where you start to think you're just like, okay, well, I'm up so much yesterday. I can really start pushing some size around, and you do that and it just buckles you at the knees. It just makes you turn into the biggest knucklehead. So there you have it. Art Cat says, I can hear myself saying it can't possibly. I have to back off and reassess. Yeah, you sit there and you start bargaining with yourself and you start looking at things and saying, I can't do this. It can't do this. And then, yeah, it does it. Markets are a funny thing. There was another one. I had a small cap trade on. This is one I actually got bailed out on. I took it unrealized. I think I was about $350,000 unrealized in the red. And then I ended up the day being up like $60,000 to $80,000 in the ticker. But that was like one of the times that the market god saved me. Imagine if I didn't have the equity in my account to support that. I get margin call. I was trading with a certain broker at the time. They can margin call you based on if they don't think that you can support a position. And this thing was ripping to the downside. They can margin call you for 20% of your equity, 50% of your equity, close a portion of your position. You're at the mercy of whoever your brokerage is. But yeah, I was like, 6 figures unrealized, but then I ended up the day like high 5 figures realized. But that was like, that's one of those situations where it's like, you go through that. And then after you get out of that haze of being in that position where you're just sitting there, you're bargaining with yourself, you start to realize what an idiot you were. And those are the things that carry with you through your trading journey that stop you from doing that knuckleheaded stuff. Sometimes you get bailed out. Sometimes you get your tuchus handed to you. And that was one of those days where I got extremely bailed out. It was like, it was a gift from the market gods. And I remember thinking when I'm in that position, I said, first of all, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my equity and I was like, I could probably take another $100,000 worth of drawdown before they'd start peeling off some of that position. But I remember sitting there specifically thinking it started the day, it halted down. I was heavy into it. And then it halted down again. And then it just started just grinding lower. And I'm sitting there and watching my equity and I'm just like, geez, Louise. And, at that point I was like, you know what? I'm down this much. I don't even care. I couldn't care less. I don't really care what happens to me. You're self-destructive at that point. But then it bounced and it bounced and it bounced. And then it just started ripping like crazy. What's funny is that I realized 5 figures. I could have realized like pretty decent sized 6-figure trade in that. And I didn't because it was just like what an emotional wreck I was at that point. But yeah, sometimes you get bailed out on positions like that. But again, I'm bringing this all up to show that, when you go through these situations, this is how you get better psychologically. You don't necessarily have to be swinging these big numbers around, but you go through something where you can actually feel it. And then you make promises to yourself where you say, I'm not going to do that again because it's reckless. I was doing things that I shouldn't be doing. And you learn from those things. And that's where a lot of people actually fail in these markets. That's why 90% of people lose in the markets. It's because you don't have the equity to make it to the other side. You get bunked out too early. You swear it off. It's so frustrating. You lose a bunch of money. And that's where most people end up quitting trading. With Top Step, that's not something that you can run into unless you're a crazy person. If you're sitting here and you're resetting 10 plus times in a day, knock it off. Like the risk team should have reached out to you if you're doing something that crazy. If you're buying an exorbitant amount of accounts, like just knock it off. Just take it one step at a time. You don't need to be trading multiple accounts. You could trade one account, especially if you're new to this, and just focus on trading that one account as if it's real money. Treat it like it's real money because by the time that you get to that point where you do pass into an XFA, it will be real money and it should matter to you. And you shouldn't be treating these things like a throwaway because the more that you do that, the more disregard you're going to have for the results on how you trade. And it's going to be a lot more difficult. So, there's my psychology this morning. I just wanted to get a lot of these things up in the air here because I think it's very important for people to hear this kind of stuff because if I can stop somebody going through from what I went through early on in my career, thankfully, I had companies at the time that could support this type of swing activity where I was making money, losing money, making money, losing money. But, if I can prevent somebody else from going through this, then I feel that I'm providing a good service out there for people. Okay. I was short natural gas in the dead of winter. Was scariest trade ever. Took a ton of heat. Ultimately scratched the trade in the end. Was worth 40K plus. Yeah, isn't that crazy too? Those trades where you take a lot of heat, you just bargain, and then all of a sudden, it goes back up to your break even. You take it off, and then it keeps going. And you're like, oh, dude, come on, that's freaking crazy. It's one of those things. Rips, would you just trade micros on the 50K account? If you're trading the NQ, I certainly would start there. Do you ever use the reverse button on NT? I would rarely ever use it, and here's why. The reason why I would rarely use it is because it's going to pull you out with a market order and immediately put you back in with a market order. So that's going to give you a lot of slippage, a ton of slippage, because think about it, you're marketing out and marketing right back in. You're going to market out low, you're going to market in high, depending on where you're reversing, right? Let's say you're in a short, you're going to market out high and then market back in low. You're getting a lot of slippage on that. So I would highly recommend not doing that. In fact, there's a very rare time that you're ever going to do that. If you're in a position, let's say long, and the floor drops out, there's some news that comes out and the market's just going to drop like a rock. Yeah, reverse it there, maybe, right? But you can run into the situation where, let's just say you're trading max size on a 50K account. Just by pressing the reverse button, depending on how much heat you've taken for the day, just by pressing that reverse button can immediately blow your account. So keep that in mind when you are trading. And if you are using the reverse button, the quantity field matters. So if you have a 10 lot position and you have quantity set to 1, you press reverse, it's going to pull you out 10 and put you in 1. So make sure that your quantity is set to whatever would make sense there. $300 a day is $75K a year. Keep your perspective. You don't need to make thousands per day to be highly successful. Keep your goals reasonable and achievable. Exactly right. And if you can't make $100 a day, what makes you think that you're going to make $1,000 a day? You need to start small, right? $100 a day is great. $200 a day is great. It's not about rushing to a finish line. It's not about getting, jealous of what you're seeing out there. Social media out there, I'm telling you, most of those people are full of it, right? Ever since being on Twitter, I've discovered there's so many people who trade on demo or on replay mode. This is a big one now. There's an educator who's charging $200 a month who is trading on replay mode. They don't show any live executions, and they've convinced their cult of followers that they're a 100% win rate trader. They've never shown a single live execution, but they claim that they live stream and all this stuff. They're literally sitting there on NinjaTrader. There's a replay mode function. So they're sitting there, they're replay moding trades, and it's just ridiculous. Like, you got to protect yourselves out there. So if you're getting skewed by thinking, $100 a day is not a lot of money, $200 a day is a lot of money, I promise you the person that you're looking at, like people saying, oh, I made $150,000 yesterday. It's like, well, how much have you paid in PAs to get there? Have you even taken a withdrawal? All of these things you have to be looking at, So don't get skewed by what's out there. It's all noise. You owe it better to yourself. Be respectful of yourself. And understand that your situation is your situation. That's where your focus should be. If you made $200 in a day and immediately you're going on social media and you're seeing, oh, this person made 50 grand, that's going to rob you of so much of your joy. And a great quote that I love saying is, comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is your journey. Your life is your life. It doesn't matter what other people think about your journey in your life. It's your life to live. You're the main character in your story. So start acting like it. Start being that main character and stop worrying about what Joe Schmo on Twitter made yesterday in their account, and stop giving yourself that lack of the pat on the back for it's like, you made $200 yesterday. Give yourself the pat on the back because you're doing it. You're doing something that 90% of the people out there can't do. And if you're robbing that by giving yourself a negative emotion, that's going to swirl around in your brain. There's a saying that is garbage in, garbage out. That is baloney. It's garbage in, garbage stays in. So be very receptive to what you're putting into your brain on a daily basis. Take a break from social media if you're consistently having green days and going and comparing yourself to another person's scoreboard. This is your life to live. Start living it your way, okay? What do I think of so-and-so? Are they real? I'm not going to comment. What did National say here? You got to do the things you love. You should hit up a local climbing gym and get back into it with your kids. It's an awesome outlet for kids and parents. Yeah, rock climbing. I used to do, I was a member of a rock climbing gym. That's great for forearm strength. It's really, really good. When you're in a trade, what does it mean when you say front running? Good question. So let's just look over here in Bookmap. Go over here. So let's just say, this is not all going to be accurate at at all, right? But we're just going to look up here in this area. So let's just say for some reason this is a very big level here, and we know that there's a lot of large players that are looking to get filled there on the offer. Let's just say, we're moving up to the upside here, and this is a crazy move. This is a big move, and everybody wants to get filled up here because that looks like it's going to be the topping area of the market. Well, front running is when you have folks that recognize that there's a zone of traffic that's going to be, let's just say the open liquidity available, that it's going to be like 2,000 contracts, and there's 3,000 orders sitting up here, 3,000 lots of orders that are sitting up there. Well, folks are going to see that, and they're going to start front running that, meaning that they're going to pop in their orders earlier here, and here, thus front running that upper liquidity because they want to get filled first. It's a game of musical chairs, right? Because if you're, let's just say again, we're looking back here. I mean, this is not a great example. Let's look at it from the short side. You're short from up here. You can see how big these bubbles are here. The bubbles represent the amount of volume. You can see that right down here, you had people that were front running this liquidity below here. They're front running it because they probably saw that there were a lot of orders sitting down here. So people are front running that liquidity. You can see this big bubble right here was obviously front running this liquidity to the left-hand side. So it's people that are jumping in front of known orders that are sitting there. Just because orders are shown doesn't mean that they're going to hit the tape. They can be spoof orders, fake orders, or they can have resting liquidity that are behind those orders with algorithms. Those are called icebergs. There's a lot of that goes into it, but front running is essentially jumping in front of a known area where there's going to be a lot of traffic there. Millennial Trading Dad says, thank you for saying that. I got addicted to hitting $1,000 per day per first Top Steps consistency rule, and ended up losing accounts trying to keep up that daily goal. This is the other thing, folks. You have to understand that when you're trading, it's a lot like surfing, right? Maybe there's a couple of surfers out there. Sometimes is a good analogy, sometimes it's not. But think about it. If you're a surfer and you go down to the beach and the waves are not breaking, do you think that surfer is going to be holding their board, looking out into the ocean saying, hey, waves, break, give me better break? No, they're going to look at that. They're probably going to call the surf report first. They're going to look at that and they're going to say, the waves aren't breaking today. It's not going to be a good condition to surf, right? You're not going to be screaming out there, come on, waves, you need to be breaking better. No, that doesn't happen. That's what we call that? We call that crazy people. That would be a crazy person. I'm sure, if you're a crazy person, then maybe you're doing that. You're shouting at the ocean. But the same thing goes for the market. If the market is not giving you good setups, you're not going to sit there and go, I need to make my $1,000 today. I need to make my $1,000. Well, guess what? If the market isn't giving you good setups, it doesn't matter how much you're shouting at the market. It's not giving you good setups on that day. You're not going to make $1,000 that day. So, you have to respect what the market is giving you for that day. It's not going to give you great opportunities every single day. In fact, some of the largest traders that I'm friends with, the largest traders that I know, these are SPX options traders. These are huge lot traders in the S&P E-minis. These folks, they trade, maybe 6 to 12 times every single quarter, but they're waiting and stocking that perfect setup, and they're putting huge positions on. And, one of those positions could make them $250,000 or $400,000, $500,000. These are the biggest traders that I know, and this is the way that they trade. They're waiting for that perfect setup, that every single thing swirling at the exact moment. And they're focused on taking those single trades and 6 to 12 times a quarter. That will pay your bills. If they're averaging, let's just say $200,000 on each trade, that's $1.2 million at the low end per quarter. That's a great amount of money. That's $4.8 million a year. So if you're thinking about it from that perspective, it brings things into perspective for your own trading. Think about it this way. They're not going in every single morning saying, I make $5 million a year. Market needs to give me exactly what I want. I'm going to slam into this full bore and go crazy, right? No, they're looking at the market. They're saying, does it have a setup for me? Now, you're not making $5 million a year from trading, but maybe you get there. But how do you get there? With patience and respecting the market. Don't wake up in the morning shouting at those waves. Instead, look at the market and say, well, are there opportunities for me? Does it fit my criteria for a setup? And more so than not, you want to be looking for setups where you can actually put on a trade and you're so confident in that setup that you're able to let it work. Wouldn't that be something? You put on a trade and you exactly let it work as you wanted to when you first put on that trade without getting so nervous that I'm in the green. This is the first time I've seen green. And then all of a sudden you're taking it off early and then it keeps on going and now you're back in and then you're back out and wouldn't you rather wait for a pristine setup where you're exactly waiting for exactly what you wanted and then it fits that criteria? You put that trade on and you sit there and you relax and you say, let's let this puppy work. And it works and it works and it works. And all of a sudden you're having your best day of the month, the best day of the week, whatever the case. That's where you want to be. And that's what I call trading in the pocket. That's exactly where you want to be. I believe people get caught up in looking to make $1,000 a day, not realizing just $300 a day is a typical 9-to-5 salary. Yeah. Again, stop comparing your journey to another person's journey. It's your life. Be the main character you want to be. Don't be think about it. What a story that would be, right? They're showing the main character and the main character has this great trading day and all of a sudden they cut to the main character and there they are looking at Twitter and they're like this. Oh my God, I can't believe this person made more than me. And this is the main character of the story, right? Oh my God, I can't believe how much more no, that's not a main character. That's not main character energy. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be sitting there and saying, hey, I did this. I'm a rock star. I'm feeling good. I'm doing something 90% of the people out there can't do. Pump yourself up. Love the captain. Be the best friend that you can be to yourself. Because trading is a lonely, lonely journey. We have each other in this community that we're building together. But outside of that, it's a rough, rough road out there. And you need to be kinder to yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. All right, so we got Redbook retail sales in 10 seconds here. Let's see if that shimmies up the market at all. I'm not betting on a lot here. Love the captain. Yes, indeed, Trader Page. Love the captain. Redbook retail sales, probably not going to move the markets. Up 2.7%. This economy does not want to go down. Saying profit per day seems unrealistic. I understand knowing your set loss per day, but trading the right setups and letting the profits take care of itself. Exactly right there, Tommy. That's what I'm talking about. Rips looks like Captain America. All right, there we go. You find Bookmap or Dome as useful for NQ or as ES? I don't typically see much liquidity size on NQ. I mean, they're different books to read. S&Ps are thicker liquidity. NQ, there's not a lot of big banks trading NQ. There's not as many liquidity providers. Most of the big, large funds and institutions are hedging using S&Ps. NQ is more of a trading vehicle than a hedging vehicle. I used to trade stocks and new to futures. I always check the SPY when I trade the S&P. Do you think it's good? And if I trade NQ, what ETF should I align? Sorry for my English. No, you're great, Samuel. Thank you for asking your question. And no apologies necessary. Fantastic. I would look at the triple Qs. Triple Qs are going to be what you want to look for there. Be your best friend. That thought made the stream all worth it. There you go. Oh yeah, by the way, folks, if you're enjoying these crazy rants, go ahead and smash that like button for me. It shows me that you appreciate the stream. If we get to 500 likes, we'll run the poll here. Let's see how close we are. Haven't even checked on likes. We're just ranting away here. We have 419 likes. So if we get to 500 likes, we can do a poll. And if we get to 900 likes, we'll do a giveaway. We have 1,500 people watching. We can get there very easily. Most successful traders make 90% of their profits on 10% or less of their trading days. The rest of their time, they're just managing risk, stocking the setups for those big days. Exactly right. That's very well said. I don't know if those numbers are exact, but it's around that. It's very, very true. You're going to have huge days in the market. If I go back and I look at last year, I have some outlier days and then I have, standard days and then I have standard losing days. The trick to being consistently profitable is you have that loss where it's like it never is really going beyond that point. That's one big benefit of trading on Top Step is that they have that maximum daily loss limit. And it keeps you out of trouble. Believe me when I say this. I wish that when I was trading my own accounts for a lot of the time that I would have hit up my broker and said, hey, lock me in at this daily loss limit. There's so many days where I gave back profits, so many days where I went on tilt, so many days where I did things out of pocket. And trust me when I say this, maximum daily loss limit will save your tuchus. There you go. Hi, I'm new here. Do you trade the New York session? We do, which is going to be opening in about 30 short minutes here. We got 530 likes. Let's go ahead and start the poll. Right now, the NQ is down about 0.6%, S&P down 0.3%. So let's see. Does the NQ end the day from here higher or lower? And then we'll do higher, lower, and then you know what? I have no clue. There we go. Let's get those votes in, folks. Let's see what we're thinking here. Let's get a temperature on the room. How does the NQ end the day from here? I am curious to see what we all think. You could argue both ways. You could say this is a bottoming pattern. This is just a short little kerfuffle before we go back down. And I do believe it's that time. There it is. Celsius number 2, folks. By the way, I thought this was really cool. This is Galaxy Vibe. This is a new flavor here. By the way, Celsius, still haven't heard back from you about sponsorship. Don't know what's going on. Maybe the invitation got lost in the mail. But hey, you know where to reach me. It's at rips@celsius.com. Come on. But Galaxy Vibe, this logo is looking a lot like our NQ shirt, which, by the way, might be coming out sooner than later. I might have found a logistics solution where I can get the cost down to like, nothing and limit my overhead costs. So I would pass off all of the savings to everybody out there. Again, my whole goal is to have some cool shirts that we can all enjoy together and continue to do some releases of those. But I may have found a logistical solution that solves pretty much everything here. So hopefully for that. Yeah, I did. I actually sent 2 cases to MP last night. I got his, we were texting last night. He was like, yeah, it was awesome. And I sent him 2 cases of Celsius. So I sent him the orange and I sent him the green tea, peach mango iced tea. So we'll have to see if he likes it. We'll have to see. Yeah, it's a money grab. Even if I sold 2,000 t-shirts, I'd make a whopping $2,000. Look out. Bought some Celsius Orange last night. It was pretty good. Very nice. There you go. Just tried it for the first time. Orange is good. Yeah, so I sent him orange because, who doesn't love orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is that still a thing? I don't know. I say that they released like a good burger too. I don't know. That was like from the Keenan and Kel show. I'm dating myself anyway. But yeah, orange soda. Who doesn't love orange soda? And peach iced tea. It tastes like Snapple peach iced tea, right? There you go. Went to the 50K to force the maximum loss limit on myself. There you go, G-Trader. Very nice. Sad to be forced to open the YouTube to vote. Orange and watermelon for me. Yeah, I love the watermelon. I like grape. Grape is my jam there. Rips is a man of the culture. You remember when I got my Top Step gear? It took forever and it was 80 expensive. Well, hopefully that's not the case with where are you located there, Carlton? That's the whole thing, is that I have to respect that we're going to be shipping this stuff worldwide. So I may have found a logistical solution, just waiting on a quality check, little QC. And by the way, this market is chopping. I'm happy that we're not trading any of this garbage mess right now. So I think we'll be waiting for the open here. By the way, if we get to 900 likes, we're very close. We got about 1,500 people watching here. We get to 900 likes, we'll do a giveaway for a free month of Clubhouse. Like the mango passion fruit Celsius, the mimosa one. I've never had the mimosa one. I didn't really had that. That's crazy. Do you have your own mentor or it's behind you? Right now, I don't, but I had 2 amazing mentors who both, one worked at one of the large 4 and the other one worked at another large 4. And one of them was at the largest of the large 4. And they managed a multi-B portfolio. So very nice, O'Keefe. There you go. And I wouldn't have known what I knew. I had no idea about a lot of his stuff. And I'm very, very grateful that I had both of those mentors, but one of them even more specifically. And a lot of stuff that you're never going to read in books that they were able to teach me. So very, very grateful for that. I wouldn't be where I am now unless I had those 2 mentors specifically. Very, very talented and smart folks. Can the markets go through daylight savings and go back 3 hours? Yeah, there you go. All you need to do is trade on replay mode like a couple of these gurus out there. Just trade on replay mode and you'll be fine. How'd you get these mentors? Did you pay them? No, friends of friends. I got very, very lucky. Did not pay them, friends of friends. And they're, they were, you find somebody who's really passionate. I'm very passionate about the markets. I love talking about the markets. You're going to find people who have passion for it. They love to talk about it. I love to talk about it, How do I identify chop? Well, it can be a number of things. It's very difficult once you're in it, right? Because you're sitting here and you're long and you're saying, just break out. All you need to do is break out. And you keep on taking this long. You come back to break even. You get out of it. It's coming back long. I get it, right? But when we don't have a lot of news on the docket, that can be one of the warning flags that you put out for yourself that says, you know what, we don't have a lot of news that's moving the market right now. That can be an inclination that we might chop until the open here because we don't have a lot of news. Think about it. If NVIDIA is what's driving the market right now, we don't have a lot of inflows into NVIDIA in the equities right now. It's probably going to wait for the options. Options market doesn't open until 9:30 Eastern, so have to wait for the options market to open. I have very good setups, but I get stressed with hit targets and after I blow the accounts. It's difficult. It's one of those things that's going to take you a lot of time to get. Try your best to just use stops and TPs and just let the trade work. Rips, please tell, if we join Clubhouse, would yourself be our mentor? Yeah, so what's cool about if you join Clubhouse, you can book a 15-minute one-on-one call with me every single month. It's included in the price of your membership. And I feel like, having a customized trading plan can help some people. I don't make any promises you're going to join Clubhouse and all of a sudden you're going to be a fantastic trader or anything. It's like a country club. You join, you get to be alongside other traders who are trying to make their journey work or who have already made their journey work. You get the access to this stream without any kind of latency that you have on YouTube. Anytime I'm on Top Step TV, you get the zero latency stream or low latency stream. You get access to the live webinars, webinar archive. You get access to the morning memo, which is published every single day. But, I don't make any promises that you're going to come in there and all of a sudden you're going to be an amazing, amazing trader. You try it out for 7 days. There's a 7-day trial that we have. Let me post that link here. There's a 7-day trial that we have. You come in, you try it for 7 days. You see if it's a good match for your trading. If it's not, you're out $7. Who cares? If it's a good match for your trading, you get to hang out with a lot of cool people in here. We have a great community that's thriving. It's been growing rapidly, and there's a lot of talented traders in there. And it's just nice to have those ideas bouncing off one another because there's also like a qualification, right? You're willing to bet money on your future, put money in behind yourself, behind your trading journey. So you're with like-minded people versus that if you're in a random Discord that, it's free to enter, there's less likelihood that you're going to find the quality of people that you're going to get with a paid Discord, at least in my opinion. But will you guaranteed make money, learn all the secrets to the market, and all of a sudden you're going to be a profitable trader? Of course not. No, but it is a great community that we're building, thriving community with a lot of amazing, amazing people. That's the flavor to send to Michael. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. This Galaxy vibe, it's a strawberry watermelon, and it's very, very good. But I don't know if he'd like this one. I'm trying to give him the classics, like the peach iced tea and the orange. What are my levels for crude today? Let's see here. My levels for crude. Where are we chopping around right now? We're right in the middle right here. We are at 77 spot 65 and 76 spot 14. We're right smack in the middle of that. So we will have to see whether or not we're going to have a breakdown of that 76 spot 14. If we do break below that level, by the way, we are breaking out in the NQ here, just ever so slightly, not so much, but 76.14 to the downside. We do have 75 spot 20 to the upside here. We do want to see us revisiting 78 spot 55, but I think it's going to be contingent upon whether or not we have some news out of the Middle Eastern conflict right now. Not to mention the paywall helps keep bots out. Yeah, so I had it open all to the public, and we had bots that were pretending they were me and messaging people and scamming people. So that's another reason why we have it paid there. Strawberry lemonade is good too. Yeah, I do like that one. Do you use statistics on profitable traders in Market Clubhouse? Like-minded folks are what breeds achieve goals. I haven't run any statistics, but I mean, we have incredible traders in there. Like I said, there's a lot of Discords out there where they make you pay like a month up front. I want people to be in here that want to be in here, and that's why it's like you come in for a week and you can pretty much decide whether or not it's a good fit for you. That's the honest truth right there. It's like, you come in, you see if you like it. If you don't, you're out $7. $7 in 7 days of your time. Just to be certain, ES is $12.50 per tick and YM is $5 per tick. I haven't traded down in a moment. I believe it's $5 a tick, unless they changed it. But ES is 12.5 per tick. If you're trading the micros, it ends up being $5 a point, and in the NQ, it ends up being $2 a point there. Do you copy trade 3 accounts at once with Top Step or one account at a time? I am copy trading on my XFAs. On a live account, you only get one live account, so I can only use one there. On my combines recently, I haven't been copying. I didn't copy combines yesterday, and I haven't traded yet today, but I don't even have the copier turned on, so I'm not going to be copying. I'm just going to be trading one combine today. Let me see which one I'm trading here. Yeah, that's the one I want to trade. So yeah, I'm going to be trading one combine today, and hopefully it goes well. We'll have to see. Hey Rips, I'm a newly funded trader and wondering when I enter my trade, should I have a set stop and profit and not touch either, or should I take profit when it's in the green decently? And again, it's really contingent upon your setup, but you should never trade without a stop loss. Always, always, always trade with a stop loss. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You must always trade with a stop loss. There is a lot of funding companies. There's prop desks out there that won't even let you trade unless you put on a stop loss with your, they have risk desks that actually pull you out of a position if they don't see a stop loss within 10 seconds. So trade with a stop loss, always, always, always. Can you copy trade on Tradeovate? You can. Somebody had that question in our Discord here. Let me drop the link. It's free to copy on Tradeovate. Let me drop the link here. Gotta scroll up a little bit. Let me grab this for you. A lot of chatting. My goodness, I missed all of these chats here. It's going so fast. Let's see. Going back up here. Here it is. This is the article you want to read right there. So I use on NinjaTrader, I use Replicanto. if you are trading on NinjaTrader, it's a one-time lifetime fee to get Replicanto for NinjaTrader. I've never had issues with it. They're on such a late iteration of it now that it did have a couple issues for some people. I never had issues myself. It did have a couple issues for people early on, but for me specifically, I've never really had issues with it. It's the best way to copy. It does also work with Trade-O-Vate. So if you're having issues with the Trade-O-Vate copier, I highly recommend getting Replicanto. But if you're using NinjaTrader, you have to use a trade copier. It's not built in by any means that I'm aware of. Maybe you can use RTrader Pro, but I recommend not using RTrader Pro. So yeah, I use Replicanto, and that's the link right there. And Trade-O-Vate group trade doesn't allow you to enter trades with ATM set. Ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, so in that case, Steven, I would use Replicanto because it works with Trade-O-Vate there. None of my brackets was showing on Top Step X yesterday. Had a few issues and maxed out a few counts. I'm sorry about that, Fister5. Sorry to hear that. What would you say your average stop loss is? How many ticks or points? So when I'm trading, good question there, Chris. When I'm trading in the NQ, my standard ATM strategy that I use is a 60 tick stop loss. 60 ticks, of course, is 15 points. But I generally am moving it almost immediately. On one contract, 15 points is a $300 loss in the NQ. If you're trading on a 50K account, that's 1/10 of your maximum, or I'm sorry, on a 150K account, that's 1/10 of your maximum daily loss. So, you know, it's pretty much in the right spot for me, but I like to move my stop loss and adjust it around areas of the market structure that make sense. I had issues with the Trade-O-Vate free copy, but never had issues with Replicanto. There you go, Trader Page. Shethy says, you mentioned yesterday that you wait for 5-minute candles to close to confirm a level break. How about if that level breaks during the candle formation before the candle close? Well, it's a couple different things. So if you're tracking on the 5-minute candles, you might just miss a trade, and that's okay. It's better to miss a trade, and it's a test of your own FOMO. It's better to miss a trade than chase a trade and have it reverse on you. There's going to be times and situations, and it's based on your time and experience in the market where you're going to see certain situations form up. You'll get better at chasing momentum or following momentum, if you want to call it chasing, whatever the case. But, if you're waiting for a candle close and it does something, that wasn't in your trade plan, don't chase it. Just wait. It's better to miss a trade rather than, you miss a trade and you're sitting there and you're FOMOing, and then all of a sudden you get into it, and the moment you get into it, it reverses, and now you're having a bad day. It's better to miss a trade and just wait. So that hopefully that answers your question there, Shethy. Mitchell says, I think all YouTube traders should be verified so we can stop the replay traders. Well, just see if they're doing live executions. Simple as that. If they're doing live executions, the moment that the trade opens and the moment that the trade closes, and they're not hiding that from you, you can assume that they're probably doing the right thing. Rips, what are the numbers on the far right of your dome? This right here is the current order book. This is a total of the current order book going down to this level. So we're showing about 1,250 contracts to get down to 466, but of course it doesn't factor in hidden orders. So, you can pad it based on what the order flow looks like. I need tutorials on getting Trade-O-Vate set up with Replicanto. Replicanto has some tutorials on their website. If anyone needs help finding some of these replayers, check out iMan exposed most of the famous ones. Yeah, there's a lot of, it's crazy because trading's so hard. You can't just assume that every old YouTube trader out there knows what they're doing. There's a lot of those replay traders out there. What time candles do you watch on a chart? 5 minutes. 5 minutes. This right here is the 30-second chart. This is the hourly high. This is the hourly low. This is a 30-second chart, but so you can see each one of my executions very clearly. On my main screen over here, it's 5-minute bars. And then up in the window where I have the charts, I go between 5 and 15 hour, 30-minute, 3 minutes sometimes, But there you go. Colton says, I usually beat myself up when I miss a trade that I was planning to take. It's painful watching it run away, but I think it's necessary for growth. 100%. 100%. Am I on Top Step TV today? No, I am not. I'm going to be back on Thursday and Friday. So I'm on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday. I don't know why. Fridays, I'm on Fast Markets. Thursdays, I'm on the final 2 hours. There you go. Hey, Joe Black, good to see you. In Forex, it's easy to close partial profits. How do you do it in futures? If you're trading a 3-lot, just feather out 1 lot and 1 lot and 1 lot, and there you go. You're out of your position. Just change the order quantity. How to see liquidity on Bookmap? It's what is represented through these bars here. The darker the bar, the more liquidity that is resting there. What about Dakota class today? Aren't you on it? Am I? I didn't know that. I thought it was next week that I'm going to be on it. I'll have to check with my teammate, Mr. Coach Dakota. I'm a time frame nut. I love looking at 3, 5, 15, 30 for seeing direction. There you go. Just reset my combine. Going to try to follow my rules this time. Good luck to you there, Maverick. Try your best. Hold yourself to that standard where you are being the trader that you expect yourself to be. I haven't watched Top Step TV in the past few days. Last I saw, you were ranked in the 50s or so. Any idea where you are at now? I would say probably close to 100. You know, I had some bad trades last week where I gave back a lot of the gains. I think I gave back, I don't know, 10,000, 16,000, 15,000, somewhere in that range. But, you know, I was very, very stressed out, very frustrated, but it was all me. It was all me. I was in my own head. But yeah, I definitely dropped off a little bit. I'm probably somewhere in the top 100. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we get some nice trades going over the next few sessions. We have a long time going with that thing there. Does Dakota have social media? I don't think so. I think he swears off social media. 30-second chart for your executions, or just for us to see the orders? Just for you to see the orders. Only so that you can see the orders, because, you know, I don't have any orders to show, but it gets very congested if I'm on the higher time frame. Even the 5 minute gets so congested, and it's just hard for you to see the trades. I'd rather you see, you know, you can think about like in this liquidity here, you can see that if I was long here and I'm exiting there versus if we went to a 5 minute chart, you know, it would be very congested where you're not going to see the exact, you know, look like it's on the same bar, and it's just, you know, you're not going to see exactly what I entered. So folks that are coming in late, it's for them. Rips, we have a 1 hour order block from 2 a.m. Eastern. We were really close to tapping into it, but it didn't. Would it be valid to short if we tap into it and show weakness? Yeah, I mean, I would want to see, ideally, a tap into it and then an auction back into it and then weakness and we go back below. So there's continuation or there's confirmation. I always err to the side of looking for confirmation versus continuation. It's always the safer setup, but if you want to fly by the seat of your pants, go for continuation. Why don't I use Top Step X? I will be using it on stream over the next couple weeks. I have been trading on NinjaTrader for years, so it's my home. It's where I feel the most comfortable. Are you not looking at all at SPY and triple Qs? No, I'm watching NQ and S&Ps. That's what the SPY is trying to mimic, essentially. I use 10 seconds to see the orders. There you go. Damn, Brooke. John says, do you know why VWAP is in a different place on ES versus SPY? I mean, they're two entirely different things. And then the ES is different on the 1 minute versus 5 minutes. It's calculated different. The volume weighted average price is going to be different on a 1 minute chart versus on a 5 minute chart, on a 15-minute chart, on an hourly chart. Of course, it's going to be different. SPY is not equal to the S&Ps. Is there a copy trader with Top Step X? Yes, there is. It is built in. I don't know if it's live yet, though. All right, we're 15 minutes until the open. I'm going to take a quick little restroom break, folks. We're not close to that, 900 likes we're looking for. Right now, we're at 651. If we get 250 more likes, 249 more likes, we will do a giveaway for a free month of Clubhouse. I'm going to hit the restroom. I'll be right back with you, folks. Don't go anywhere. Maybe bathroom flush, maybe bathroom bump. Let's see. And we're back. Looks like we had a little bit of a bathroom flushacito there. My goodness gracious. How about that? Isn't that something? The journey is short once we get to see the light. There you go. I like that. I like that so much. Flushacito will be the Urban Dictionary after today. Mark my words. Will you be using TopStep X because it's good or because you have to? No, I'd be using it because I want it to work. I want it to be an amazing platform. You have to remember that TopStep X is going to be driven by the community. It's going to be amazing, right? It's going to be absolutely amazing if the community drives it in the right direction. By the way, we are very close now. We're getting up there. So like 150 more likes, we'll do that giveaway. Hopefully we can do it today. I'd love to do that today. Would love to do that today. So we are getting close here to the market open, everybody. Remember, after the open, we aren't going to see really anything until 11:30. So 2 hours, we're not going to see much. So we're basically going to be letting probably NVIDIA drive our trades this morning here. We're in daily demand on the ES. I could easily see this market rally again. Yeah, I think it's contingent upon whatever NVIDIA is going to do. I love that TopStep X orders run straight to CME. Yeah, it's one of those amazing things. The interface is incredible. What indicators the blue and red lines? That's the hourly high, hourly low. Hourly high, hourly low. Hey Rips, hola desde Colombia. I love watching your live, a real trader with real knowledge. How accurate do you feel fibs are? I'm doing great with it. They're very great. I love using Fibonacci retracement. It's an excellent tool. In fact, it's one of the webinars that I'm in the process of building alongside the bookmap webinar, the market structure bookmap, momentum trading webinar. It's what's your favorite VWAP time frame? VWAP, I mean, it can move. It depends. It can move on time frames, but you know, you're going to see the EMAs more moving with the time. So with EMAs, I like to watch 15 minutes. That's probably a more accurate answer to the question there. How do you feel about using the EMA to determine trend? It's good. There's a lot of folks who like EMA cross patterns for looking for confirmation on their trades. It's, you know, I like using the 9, the 20, the 50. You can also factor in the 200 there. What time does NVIDIA report? After the bell today, I believe, I mean, it could be right after the bell. It could be at 4:30. If it's at 4:30, you can't trade it on TopStep. If it's after the bell, you can trade it on TopStep. So we'll have to see. No commissions in the feed on TopStep X are pretty darn good. Integration of TradingView is meh. I'm sure it'll get better. Watching 480s for a bounce. Yeah, we did have a little bounce there, but again, we're not seeing a lot of strength. We're seeing some perpetual weakness in the market. We have a liquidity injection coming in about 3 short minutes here. Buen dia, amigo Rips. You're the boss. Thank you, Leon. ¿Dónde está mi gente de Latinoamericana? Escribe W en el chat, por favor. Ahora. There we go. Awesome. There we go. There we go. Nice. Oh, we got a lot of them in here. I love that. A lot of family in here. I love that. That's awesome. There we go. Look at that. I love that. That's awesome. That sounded funny at 2x speed. There you go. Wearing my stretchy pants. Hey, you and me both there, Del Toro. There you go. I love that. Muy excelente. Love that. Been at it for 4 months, just getting to the point where I'm nailing the charting. That's amazing. 4 months in. That's awesome. Oh, from Venezuela. Good to see you. Nice, nice, nice. We flushed at 225. Yeah, so let's go over to our charts here since we're coming down to the wire. A liquidity injection coming in 2 minutes here. So 480 breaking down. We would like to see that go to that 433 halves, but we do have some jam up here. Where could we go to 294 and a half there? I mean, that would be a tall order. I could see it after the bell with NVIDIA, perhaps. NVIDIA reports at 5 p.m. Eastern. My goodness, so an hour after close. I did not know that. That might be their conference call. That would be insane if they're going to wait an hour. That seems out of character for NVIDIA. I would say that's probably their call. Their earnings call is going to be at 5 p.m. Your Spanish is mint. Who taught you? I have lots of my friends. It's certain areas of the world there. You are too short, but have 3 contracts exit there. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. Nice. What extra do we get by joining Market Clubhouse? Is it an all-day stream? It depends on the price action, but no guarantees on the amount of time that we're streaming there. Like I said earlier, you get access to the morning memo, you get access to the webinar archive, get access to the stream that has no latency on YouTube. The YouTube has like a second or 2 second latency, so if it matters to you. But you check it out for 7 days. If you like it for 7 days, then you join us. But come check it out for 7 days. See if it's a fit for you. That's the best way to see it. You come check it out for a full week and try it out. You get the same access that you get. We have courses. We have a webinar archive. We're up to I think 12 webinars in here. So there's a webinar archive. But again, it's information you can find anywhere on the internet for free. I don't make any promises that you're going to come in and find the magic bullet to trading or anything like that. It's just, it's a cool place to hang out. It's like a country club. It's a good place to hang out with other like-minded traders. That's my promise there. All right, we are coming down to these 480s. We did get a little bit of injection of liquidity here. These 480s are going to be entertained more likely than not. How long do you trade in the Clubhouse daily? Depends. It really depends. The VWAP is up here at 31. We're going to be trading FOMC minutes today. That's going to be at 2 p.m. So we're probably going to trade, see if there's any extra trades that we want to take here past the YouTube stream. And then I'm going to be back in Clubhouse at 2 p.m. trading the FOMC minutes. So we'll be not streaming that on YouTube. That'll just be Discord exclusive. Yeah, do the modify close bracket orders. That's what you want to do. How do you know when the liquidity injection will take place? Well, there's algorithms that are turning on at 5 minutes until the open, and then we get liquidity injection, of course, on the open. A lot of order matching. It's just, from time and experience watching the market, there's certain times that we have liquidity injections. Like MOC has a big one at the end of the day. 30 minutes to close, 10 minutes to close, 5 minutes to close, 2, 3, it's there. Good morning, Yael. Good to see you. Flashing 450s. Is somebody down there flashing 450s? I don't even have my screen down there that low. Is somebody down there? 460s maybe. I see somebody flashing 460s. How am I today? We're doing great. Go over to NinjaTrader here. We're currently break even. Haven't taken any trades, but we're going to be waiting for the open here. So I want to see if we have weakness below 480. If we have a run up towards the VWAP at 531 rather, perhaps to 537 halves. I'm going to be watching NVIDIA here after off the open. It's looking pretty droopy. NVIDIA is not looking so hot. Somebody needs to go check on NVIDIA here. Not looking so good. So we are down at the consolidation zone that we saw basically from Tuesday and Wednesday on the 6th and 7th of February. If we break that consolidation to the downside, we should see some downside pain in the NQ. If that acts as support, we would see a nice little relief bounce in the NQ because NVIDIA has really been dictating the trade of the NQ lately and thus dictating where we see the S&Ps, although we've had some days of divergence on the S&Ps and the NQ. My brother wants a paper trade. What should he use? Trade on NinjaTrader. I think there's a free version where you can paper trade. I don't know if the data is going to be real time, but trade on NinjaTrader. Thinkorswim maybe. Tradeovate I think has paper trading. Ready for the fireworks today. Good on you, Jonathan. All right, folks, we are about 2 minutes now from the market open. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected. Please smash that lucky like button if you want to have a green day today. I don't make the rules. This is how it works. If you smash the lucky like button, you will have a green day. I'm kidding, but hey, it can't hurt, right? It can't hurt. TradingView, there you go, TradingView. Oh yeah, TradingView, that's right. TradingView does have paper trading. There you go. Yeah, cheap too. It's like the real-time data is like $5, $6, $7 a month. Apple, Amazon, yeah, big spike, but it's low volume, so it's probably just some desk-to-desk trading there. I don't think it's real. I don't believe you. All right, 90 seconds, folks. 90 seconds. Yeah, TradingView. Definitely use TradingView. $7. There you go. Paper trading is free on TradingView, but the real-time data for futures is $7 a month. There you go. $7 a month. That'll get you straight there. Good to see you, Guido. Thanks for the good vibes, Ribs. Hey, right back at you. How do we copy trade you? You don't. Don't do it. Do not copy trade me. You see something that I see, same idea that I see. Hey, well, then we share the same idea, but don't try to copy trade me. That's crazy. 400. I'm done for the day. Going back to work. Nice work there, Leo. Nice work. All right, inside 1 minute, folks. Inside 1 minute. Barkin says he expects firms to raise prices until consumers push back. Well, that's how inflation works, right? Supply and demand, buddy. Amazing insight, as always, from these Fed voters. Amazing insights. All righty. 30 seconds, everybody. 30 seconds. Ribs can take way more heat than most. Don't copy trade. You'll blow an account. Yeah. Don't copy me. Just enjoy the market action. Ribs is my confirmation. I'm looking at the trade and he sees it, and then it confirms my thesis. There you go. I like that. That's fair. All right, I'm going to be watching NVIDIA here off the open. Hopefully I don't have too itchy of a trigger finger here. I do expect that we might spike up here off the open. 5 seconds, everybody. Good luck. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. NVIDIA's looking weak. Looking quite weak. Meta's looking weak. Huge flush. Monster flush here. Little bounce from NVIDIA. No trades yet. And congratulations to anybody who caught that nice flushacito to the downside. So a little bounce off our 65 level. Market really wants to roll. I'm going to try a short here. Market really wants to roll. 480 is a good retest area if we do bounce back up that area. NVIDIA is rolling kind of hard here, but not tremendously hard. So I'm happy with the one lot here. So I want to see if this can actually blow through 65 halves. There's a very big potential that we bounce here as well. And this is why I have my stop in place right above 80s. Let's see if we auction up towards these 80s with any kind of weakness here. Watching here right up at these 80s. Any kind of weakness and stopped out right there. So taking a quick little loss there off the open. We bounced right there at our dotted line, 65 halves. NVIDIA did a nice little bounce. It looked weak to start, but not super weak. We are coming back down. I might have to run a little bit larger of a stop there. Let's see if we're weak up towards these 80s. Watching. Want to see if we have weakness up towards these 80s once more. Apple's given up a little bit of its gains there. S&P is still bouncing underneath the VWAP. This is now going back towards the opening price of 495. Let's see if we have any kind of rejection up here. Still kind of tooling up to the top side. NVIDIA is trying to catch a bid up towards the EMA here. 686.5 is the EMA. We still are bouncing here. Tesla's catching a bid. Microsoft's not rolling over yet. Google's looking kind of weak. S&Ps are just kind of pittering around here. So some weakness in the S&Ps, but strength in the NQ here. So we are seeing that divergence that we talked about. Some big divergence. Let's see what happens if we get up here to 523 or if we have weakness up towards that level. I'm going to try another short here. And I want to have my stop a little bit more loose. A little loosey-goosey here. I want to see if we break back below 500s. And if we don't, then I'm probably going to exit this trade prematurely. Have a little premature evacuation of the trade here. Watching here at 500s, if we do have weakness into those 500s, again, I'm watching NVIDIA rejecting off the 50 here. Look at that big bid support at 500s. Want to see if we can cut through that. I do have a little bit of room to the top side, but not a ton. Want to see if we have any kind of weakness back down towards these 500s. This is kind of where we crested up to the north side. What is the high on this candle here? 14.75. My stop's at 17.25. So I like where I'm at here. Let's see if we have this weakness down towards the 500s and we start to roll through that. Again, a lot of support at 500s here. I just want to see weakness up towards these 10s there, adding into that, getting that little flush. I don't know why my average is so garbage there, but see this weakness persist below these 500s and then we can nail this here. Watching down in these 490s now. I want to see, again, this continued weakness below 500s here. Adding into that, beautiful. And let's see if we can get this flush down to the 80s here. So wanting to see this weakness below 93s. Watching closely here. I want to see 85 is very, very weak. Good rejection off of NVIDIA, but it's still kind of surging a touch. Adding into that for the break below 85 now. I want to see this snap right below 85. Looking here, rejection right below this point of control at 93. Trying again here to see if we have this continued weakness. Watching closely here, 95 rejection. Need to see this tool down right below 85. There we go. There's that big sweep below 85. I need to see confirmation here. Covered a little bit. Nice covers there. Covered a little bit more. Just get a little dicey here. Okay, running 2. Good, good. 85 is a sticking point here. So I have to be respecting those final 2 lots if we're not going to get this stickiness to give out right below 86, then there's a good chance that we'll just bounce one more time here. So watching here, do we get through 86 this time? There's that 86 player giving out. There we go. There's that flush of Cito I'm looking for to the downside. Now looking for 80s. Look at that bounce though. Almost had the confirmation. Stopped out there. So hey, there we go. Basically scratch on the morning so far. We're up 40 whole whopping dollars there on these trades, but it is volatile, folks. So I want to take a little seat back here as we see this volatility start to come into the market here. It's getting bumpy and jumpy out there. Be very, very careful. But that was a nice flush. We're looking for that flush. That did pay us quite well there after taking a loss on the first trade. Nice flush there to the downside. Again, we're watching for a rejection up here. Looking over at TradingView, we had that rejection here to the top side. This area right here, we want to see that as topping resistance. So we're trying to time this right here. Nice, look at that, 1,300 on 3XFAs. Nice work there, Brad. Way to go. All right, so see if I'm going to try this again once more. We're getting this weakness back below. I'm going to have my stop much higher on this one. I'm going to look to add on any kind of bounces in this one. I want to see this make a new lower low for confirmation, and then there's a chance that we break 65 to the downside here. So this is a little bit of a bounce here. I want to try to add into this. If we get this perking up above 500, try a little slight add here. It's still showing us that weakness. I want to see confirmation below 88 again. And ripping below that, there we go. Nice. I want to see continued weakness through 85 again. This is that big level we're watching. We need to see a failure at 85. That's what I'm watching for here. Failure at 85, weak bounce up towards 500. So watching here for a failure at 85. A little bit of sticky liquidity. NVIDIA is rejecting right now at the 50, but it's kind of perking up a little bit. Meta's weak. Microsoft is still weak here, so I still like this trade. S&Ps are still kind of bouncing here. Show me that confirmation through 86 again, and we will add to this. So watching here for this to give out. A lot of liquidity probing below this would give us that nice flush. So watching here if we get a breakdown of this 86 level. Watching very carefully here. I kind of want to add and flip 2 contracts on a bounce if we get this above 500. So watching here, here's that big burst above 500. See if we have this weakness. Hold on, wait for it. Oh, NVIDIA is tooling up pretty hard here, actually. I'm looking for this weakness right around this 510 area. So big bounce from NVIDIA, but this would be the area that I want to add into this, adding into that for that nice, catching this flush to the downside here. Adding into it once more for a 500 failure. And seeing if we can nail this one perfectly. Again, I want to see this break this 86 to the downside here. So watching for this one here, and I will cover if we have this negated up and over these highs. Watching here, right up at 510, because we have that 506 level as well. So watching here, there's somebody bidding 506, so I want to see that snapping down to the downside here. If we have that 506 snap, I could try a quick little scalp. Problem is NVIDIA is still racing. The VWAP is in sight here. Let's see if we can nail. There we go. There's that flush. Okay, going into that flush here. Now I want to see this weakness below 500. Trying to get extra scalpy here. Oh, can we just remain weak below 500? There we go. Covered a little bit there. So we're covering a little bit of our loss. I want to see weakness below 500s here. Trying to get a cover. There we go. Got that cover. Very, very nice. Tricky price action, folks. Tricky stuff here. So recovered a little bit of our loss on that one. but it's so sticky. I'm going to cover one more there. Super sticky. We're not getting that resolution right below 86 that I wanted to see. There's still a lot of bid support coming in here. So let's see if we can get this auction below 86 now. Yeah, still just a little bit too bouncy for my taste. I'm going to cover right there. So that's going to put us, we are down 136 bucks on the day, but that was some great management there through that chop. We're just not getting that instant resolution that I'm looking for just yet. NVIDIA is being a tricky one because we're not getting strong buying, but we're also getting this exhaustion that I have to sell into when we're taking a lot of heat like that. Because if I'm not selling into those pops and I'm not getting the same value, I probably would be down, you know, 500 bucks right now if that was the case. So yeah, I'm going to be hands off and wait for NVIDIA to make up its mind here. It's rejecting at the 50 EMA. And if you're to hold the gun to my head and say, hey, Rips, what's going on here? I think we're topping out here at these 510s, but there is a lot of resting liquidity above that, and that can blow us out super quick. So I really need to see confirmation here. We're just painting this very nice liquidity shelf between 87 all the way up to 510. So 487 up to 510 there. I'm trading the NQ March contracts there, Charles. Yep, Tesla's the strong one of the bunch. Apple as well, quite strong. Amazon quite strong here. But again, this doesn't look like strong buying activity. This looks like shorts covering, if anything there. And Tesla's off to the races. Our target on Tesla today on the high side. Hold on, getting a squawk here. This is so choppy, too. This open is so choppy. This is incredible chop here. I'm actually shocked that we were able to save that as much as we did. What was the high that I'm looking at here on Tesla today? Let's see. 206.71 is the high I'm looking at for Tesla today. Nice. Dejan up 2,000 bucks. There you go. Trading views faster than this live. Yeah, it should be. The live is lagging about by 2 to 5 seconds, depending on where you are in the world. Tape can't find a direction. Great management, Ribs. Thank you, Trader Page. Give it up for Trader Page, always supportive in here. Trader Page has been in the clubhouse since I think like March of last year or May or something. It's just awesome. Love to see you, Page. Always a real diamond in the rough here. Thank you for always being so sweet and supportive. Always appreciate you. All right, 494 is given out here, and now we are flush. There's that flush. I'm going to try to nail this flush and see if we can actually get continued weakness. I'm going to keep a pretty tight stop in case this is going to bounce here. This is the level that should give out and give us a lot of violence to the downside. This is contingent upon whether or not NVIDIA is going to fail here. Very nice. There's that flush that I was looking for. Good stuff. We just have to get through 65 now to the downside here. Let's see if we have this shelf is giving out or if we're going to bounce back up to these 90s. Just have to be on guard for this one. I want to see continued weakness through here. There's a good chance we have a reversal. Just keeping an eye out on all of the equities here. NVIDIA is still showing us a little touch of strength. It's not giving up just yet. And watching here as this is kind of auctioning a little bit lower. I'm going to try a second lot here for a break of 480 to the downside. I just want to see this liquidity being entertained here to the downside. So watching here on a second lot. Our stop is all the way up at 98 halves. So if we have a weak pull to 490, I can add into that here. And it's really, again, it's contingent on NVIDIA. So there are some offers being stuffed right around here. Adding into that for a third lot, looking for a 480 failure. This 480 is not giving up with any kind of quickness here. They're still kind of auctioning. This is very tricky, choppy stuff here. If we get that flush below 480, this thing will scream to the downside. Here's that 480 test once more. A lot of bid side activity there. There's the flush below it. Looking for 77 to give out now. 77 is the next level of impedance where we can see a little bit of resistance here. So NVIDIA back below almost the VWAP, but a quick little bounce from NVIDIA is negating that. Watching here the S&Ps, small bounce from the S&Ps as well. This might just have to be something where I come off into these 77. So we'll have to see on this flush to the downside. Can we get this strength through 77 now? Big test here. It doesn't want to go yet. It's not ready. 77's ready to give out. Can we get through these large players at 77? There it is. Below 77, test at 75 now. Big sweep to the downside. I might have to. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Covered 2. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the weakness that I'm looking for. Now caution flag is out, sitting here at 65 halves. And can we get through that 65 halves level? Beautiful flush there to the downside. Love to see that, folks. Gorgeous flush there to the downside. I will move my stop more into the profit here since things are getting skittered to the downside here. Anybody see this same short that I saw earlier? This is the moneymaker of today, folks. This is the one. This is the one that we want to be on here. This is the one. Watching here, bounce at 60s potentially. I'm going to move my stop now to 65.5, which is where our level is nestled. Watching here to the downside. Nice. Luna took that similar trade, 2 lots. Beautiful, beautiful trading there, folks. Nice. You folks are catching this, nailing it. I love to see it. Our next level to the downside here is at 433 halves. 433 halves. So we're going to try to let this trade work. I do expect there being a bounce, but if there's a weak bounce, we could potentially add into it here. So we want to see if we can get a little bit more. There's that bounce there. All right, folks, what does that bring us up to here? We were sitting at negative 136 on the day. That's going to bring us up $705 on the day, trading smaller size. So if you're with me on that one, drop a W in chat. If you're enjoying your time here, really do appreciate everybody tuning in. Please make sure you're dropping a lucky like on the video here. Today's commentary had auction vibes. Hey, you know, when we're getting that kind of setup, we got to talk through it, right? So there's your bounce into potentially more weakness here. Watching up here towards the 480s now. NVIDIA doesn't want to give it up, folks. NVIDIA does not want to give it up. It's wrestling with, is it going to be above the VWAP? Is it going to be below the VWAP? We know it's below the 50 EMA, but now it's wrestling with the VWAP here. So a lot of congestion in NVIDIA right now. I love your commentary. So enjoyable. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is coming down a little bit here, but kind of wrestling here. Just to look at what I was watching here, the same thing where we're watching those 80s to fail. And this is where we're covering into because we have that 465 area right here that, can potentially add into some resistance. So I'd like to see a weak bounce on this that we could potentially reshort into all the way up above 480 would be super nice. But we can see this thing reverse with the strength that we're seeing of Apple, of Tesla. The S&Ps are rallying here. NVIDIA's just not going to give it up here. NVIDIA is just not giving it up, unfortunately. So I'm going to take a little breather here as we watch this price action unfurl. There's a beautiful move to the downside, and we are happy to catch what we can in the way of alpha, especially on that very choppy open, managing our risk through that very choppy open there. Looking again here at these 65s, whether or not we're going to hold below that. We're creating this very interesting volume shelf right now in the volume profile, and it really is contingent upon whether or not NVIDIA is going to remain weak here. 1100 lot on the S&P. Let's get a quick little check on that over in Bookmap here. Yeah, there they are at 49.75 3/4. My goodness. You know, one of these mornings, I will trade the S&P with you folks. I know that I've been giving nothing but love to our NASDAQ family out here, but I will be trading the S&P one of these mornings with you folks. We are seeing that little bit of divergence here. The delta is at 600 positive in the S&Ps, and we are at negative 1400 in the NQ here. So a little bit of divergence, not only in the names, but in the delta as well. Check on the 1 minute. Ribs probable bounce is coming. Yeah, we are sending it lower here. We did try to auction above those 65s, but we have since failed lower here. So we are still seeing that perpetual weakness here in the NQ, and NVIDIA is printing a first red candle here after that 15-minute bar. So we're seeing a red candle coming in below the VWAP, but we have to be nervous about a potential bounce here. So I am watching this because we are bouncing right up towards that 65 and sort of failing. I'm going to try another short here, keeping a tighter leash than I usually would. 72 halves is where my stop is going to be. So we are looking for this to break down lower, potentially into the 50s here on one lot. There we go. Nice little breakdown there. Looking for these 50. Beautiful, beautiful flush. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Covering that one lot there. That's going to bring us up on the day. $851. Even, look at that. Even Steven, love to see that. So nice little flushacito from those 60s into those 50s. Covered it around 55 because it was so jumpy and bumpy there to the downside. And I guarantee you, I haven't even checked yet, but I guarantee you that that S&P lot got taken. It got taken. How about that? Those 1100 on the S&Ps got swiped, and that's what caused that downside move there in the Nazi Fresh. How we all doing out there, folks? How we all doing here? Everybody having a good morning so far? Chilling, big chilling. Love to see that. There you go. There we go. There we go. Nice W's in the chat. Nice day trading with you. Hey, I love to hear that. Love to hear that. Nice flushacito here to the downside. Now, Tesla's still tooling up. NVIDIA is looking roly-poly here. So, like I said, if we get that downside move in NVIDIA, it's not giving it up just yet. But if we see that big downside move in NVIDIA, there's a good chance that we can have a nice, clean move to the downside there. I'm nervous from you talking so fast. Hey, just throw me on mute. Easy as that. Or watch it at 0.25x. When you have a chance, can you explain how you read the color rainbow? I mean, it's a visual representation of all the liquidity in the market. So it takes a while to read. Bookmap has a great YouTube channel. It's a free resource where you can learn about, exactly what all this stuff means. Hey, Rips, caught that short with you building the 4 PAs. Thanks for all the help and the guidance. It's always nice to see you there, Papa Bull. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, we are. This is why we see profit. We take profit on that flush. We're not holding and hoping. We're just playing the price action in front of us. The market is launching back up here, by the way. Big bounce. You have to be careful on a day like today. It's, when we don't have clear confirmation from NVIDIA, I say that we're starting to see red candles. Now we've turned that red candle into a green candle. Of course, I'm talking about the 15-minute bars here in NVIDIA. So it makes it increasingly difficult to see these trades through. And this is why we use accurate price levels to dictate on where we're entering these trades and where we're exiting these trades. It has to make sense. It's not a hold and hope strategy. It's a get paid when we get to our level type of strategy there. That was a clean flush to those 50s, and we had to take it off when we saw that bounce there. Is the rainbow all you look at that gets you into the trades? I'm looking at time and sales and that beautiful rainbow there. Hi, Ribs from Spain. You're the best. Thank you, Fernando. Good to see you, Fernando. One last flush of Cito. Let's go. I mean, this auction's having a lot of trouble staying up. We are getting beautiful sweeps to the downside and 10 handles at a time here. So if you are patient today, you can get definitely paid on these pops where you're shorting into these pops, but eventually you're going to see a pop and it's going to keep on popping. Once you pop, you don't stop. It's going to be like a Pringles can there. NVIDIA doesn't want a lot of... Exactly, yeah. NVIDIA is not doing the rollover we're looking for here. It's figuring out its identity. It's saying, I'm a red candle. I'm a green candle. I'm not sure what I want to be. I'm above the VWAP. I'm below the VWAP. I'm at the 9. I'm at the 15. I'm at the 20. It doesn't know what it wants to be. NVIDIA, just roll on over. Just do us a favor and roll on over there. Just do us a solid. Come on, NVIDIA. You got us, right? Just give us that nice big red straight down. Yeah, that's earnings for you. Google is about to dump. Thank you, Grateful Trader. Google is looking tooling to the downside here. Microsoft, very, very weak. We're having that divergence again where Microsoft's doing one thing, Apple's doing another. So if Apple is weak here below the VWAP, we will see this a flush. We are back below these 55s here. A little bit of a bounce here, a little bit of weakness. Let's see over back to Ninja Trader here if we can actually have a little bit of a weak bounce that we could short into because it's kind of testing these lows, double bottoming at these lows for now. Tesla's just saying, I don't care what the rest of the market's doing. I'm going to be the shining star today. I'm going to take that short here for a break of 50s. I'm looking for a break of 50s here. This is shorting these lows, but I'm looking for a clean snap of the 50s into these 45s here. So let's see if we have this clean break of 50s. Here comes that 50 test. Not a lot of sellers stepping up. I will say that. Not a lot of big sellers. NVIDIA is looking like it's printing red candles here. Google is tooling to the downside. Let's see if we get this pop back up towards 60 that I can add into here. And again, we do have to get through these 50s to the downside. So big pop there at 60s, adding into that. Let's see if we get this strong flush down into those 50s. Now it's a little bit whippy here, so we have to be on guard. We could potentially give back some gains on this play, but I'm trying to time this appropriately around these bounces at these 60s. So another bounce up towards the 60, looking for this to flush these 50s into this 45 here. Another perk into these 60s. Can we hold back this liquidity? Again, this is just looking for this scalp down below into that 45 area. We're holding 3 contracts, looking for this to, this is crazy liquidity, to be honest with you. We're looking for this to tool down back below 50 here. Not a lot of sellers are stepping in. We might get a whip up through these 60s and get stopped out, but that's the way that trading will work sometimes. So we want to see this weakness continue below these 60s and gather that liquidity rate resting nestled below at 45 here. So watching here, a little perk up towards 61, adding into that for if we get this flush at 60 now. We're using 60 as our barometer on this trade. And we might just get stopped out here, giving back these gains. Can we hold below? And stopped out there at 68. So again, we're managing our risk here. We know exactly what risk we're getting into on that trade. We're looking for that flush below the 50s here. So now I'm looking for this to tool up towards 480 here. So watching here at the 70s. NVIDIA is still rolling. Google had a tremendous bounce here. So I'm going to look to add into this as we get towards this 75 level. We are running into a little bit of resistance as we're coming up into 75. I want to see if we can actually reach up to the sky all the way up to these 80s here. So watching, there we go. Watching whether or not we will be flushing below these 70s. We have room up to the 80s. I have my stop at 83. I'm going to move that to 84 3/4. So watching this for this push up towards the 80s, and then we can hammer this weakness. And I'm adding into that again, seeing if we have this weakness continue below these 70s here. Watching very carefully. A nice little flush here. And there are some sellers stepping in, but they're not strong enough yet. There is some bid to cover that's showing up just below 70. Once we clear through that, I would be interested in adding into that. Amazon is off to the races here. It is just kind of holding up. It's very thin liquidity, to be honest with you. Very, very thin liquidity at these areas of the market. So watching here for this flush below 70. Watching here if we can give out these. There we go. So giving out, there we go. Beautiful flush there to the downside. Watching here for this rip down below 60s now. I want to see this clean flush below 65. I will add into this if we're weak up towards 70s. Adding into that for this beautiful flushacito to the downside now. Looking for this to carry us below 60s here. And I want to cover half into those 60s. Looking for the 60 pull. Watching here right below those 60s. Does it want to give it to us? Very, very thin liquidity. Watching for this flush right below 60s now. And wait for it. A little bit of liquidity. They gathered too much liquidity right there below the 70s. Looking for that flush at the 60s. Unfortunately, was on the wrong side of that. I was holding out for that flush at the 60s there. Still holding this position. Whether or not we have this weakness back towards the 60s. Looking for the 60 pull now. Watching carefully. Can we get a flush below 65? And then I can flip a quick 4 out below 65. Watching here. Wow, a lot of liquidity entering the market here. But it is being nicely rejected. So watching here, there's that pull below 65. Can we get that touch into the 60s here? Watching very carefully now. And looking for the 65 pull. Very, very thin liquidity. If you're watching the NQ alongside me, this is very, very thin liquidity on both sides, buyers and sellers. We have a nice rejection up here towards 75 for the time being. Our stop loss is wrestled at 484 right now. So do we get this weakness towards 75? And a flush below 70s? That is the question. Watching here carefully. So here we are pushing up towards that 75 level. We want to see this weakness persistent. We want to see weakness below these 70s. Very thin liquidity here. Do we get the sweep below 65 now? Watching carefully here. We have a volume shelf just below 66. So if we have a failure, we have room up towards, I'm at 84 3/4. So I like where we're sitting at here. There is a chance that we will reject here at 75s. I can try one add here up towards 75s, just trying to manage our risk here. Watching here at these 75s and show me a little bit of weakness. I'm going to add into that weakness here. Beautiful, beautiful weakness. Watching now for a failure at these 70s. Watching carefully here. Very thin liquidity. Show me that 70 flush. That's what I'm looking for here. I want to do a quick flip on these 4. Watching for this 70 pull. Big, big liquidity resting at 70s. So watching for this to fail these 70s, trying to time this appropriately here. Watching very carefully right here at this 71 level that's been kind of holding and holding here. Right up towards these 80s. And can we have that weakness persist? Our stop is right at 84 here. So we want to see if we can have weakness just below the 80s, and I could potentially go full size if we have weakness at these 80s and getting stopped out there. So that trade didn't work out. We were just kind of looking to see that failure. We had it at the 60s in the profit, but we didn't take that there. It's we got tagged right there at 85. So unfortunately, taking a loss on that one and completely wrong read on that. We were looking for that 75 to fail. We ended up driving through that 75, a slow grind into that. NVIDIA is still not showing us the strength that we're looking for. But essentially, I like the trade that we have on there. I really liked what we were looking for. And I thought that we would have had a clean sweep down into that 65 level. So eventually we got stopped out on that one. So looking for our next setup here, this is back through those 80s. So 80s is not holding us back here. We are seeing a big bounce. We do have a chance to rally all the way up to 509 liquidity there. So let's see what we're looking at here on TradingView. We did have that failure right below the level. We did find some strength there. Let's look at the 3-minute. We did find a lot of strength. We were trying to short into that pull into the 80s and trying to find that weakness, but the bounce was super, super strong there. So we have the Eurozone consumer confidence that's coming out. I want to wait for that. That's going to be out in 2 minutes here. We are seeing that weakness. As we crested above that 85 area. I do want to see if I can find another short, to be honest with you. I am still looking at this from the short side here. I'm not convinced that the longs have control over the tape yet because it is so thin. So I am looking here. Let's see here. I am still looking here from the short side. So if we have failure below these 80s, I'm going to take that short. And again, this is the area where I want to see us kind of testing these 80s and rejecting here. Watching here very carefully. And we're bouncing up towards 85. This is where we will potentially see weakness in this trade. We do have the Eurozone trade balance that's coming out shortly. We want to see this again, failing these 80s, that failure of 80s. There we go. Beautiful failure of 80s back into this volume shelf at 75. If we have continued weakness here, watching for this bounce back up towards 80, adding into that bounce, looking for this to now fail back down below these 80s. So that was a nice pull of liquidity up above 85 there. I just want to see these 75s breaking down now, adding into that for that 75 flush, beautiful resolution here. Looking to go full size as long as we can auction back up towards these 80s with weakness, and looking for this liquidity grab down below into that 65 area once more. There we go, adding into that full size here, looking for this liquidity grab below the 70s now. 65 is our target to the downside again. So watching for this pull right below 70s here. Little sell side coming in, watching this very carefully here. Nice failure out of NVIDIA. Seeing if we can stay weak below this level. It may just catch here. Watching here at the 70s now. Some sell side still coming in. Watching here right at the 70s. Can we get this flush to the downside? That's what I'm looking for. There's that flush below 70s. And I need to see more sell side coming than that. So the Eurozone is coming in. Waiting for that data to print. Some big liquidity grabs there to the top side above 75 here. Watching here whether or not we're going to get that flush back below 70s with that weakness. It is tooling back up to the top side here, so we have to be on guard for this. We did have a nice trade there, but we didn't have the 70s hold, so I'm still looking for these 70s to hold to the downside. We have to see that auction. We might get snapped up here. Watching here again at these 80s. There we go, back down, looking for this 80 to pull into these 70s now. Okay, there comes the auction. Again, this is very thin liquidity. The auction should return back to those 70s if we have this continued weakness back up towards these 80s, 85s here. Okay, Eurozone coming in at negative 15.5, which was in line with the expectation. NVIDIA is tooling up here, so I might have to be forced to cover into this flush. It's so tricky to try to get fills in this too because it is moving so rapidly here. So I am going to probably have to hit this with a market order, unfortunately. It's just not breaking down from that 80 level. Yeah, we're tooling back up. This is on very thin liquidity here, folks. Very thin bid side liquidity, thin ask side liquidity. So that's why the price is whipping around so rapidly. Big test here back at these 70s again. Some sell side coming in, but can we get that flush at these 70s? Watching here closely at these 70s. They're selling it and they're buying it just as rapidly as they're selling it. Trying to get away from a big perk here. Watching right here at 71. Tape is starting to turn a little bit into our favor. There's that flush below 70s. Can we get continued sell side pressure coming in? I have to cover 5 there, unfortunately. And still some big bidders stepping in. Edge of my seat action here, by the way. There's that flush that we're looking for. So we have carried 5 into that move down to 65 there. Let's see if we can cover 3. There we go. Covered 3 on that little micro flush to the downside there. Very nice. Very nice there. And we have our stop just nestled above 77 quarters. And stopped out there. Alrighty, so we gave a little bit back and we made a little bit back. So that's going to put us at negative $1,500 on the day there. So 1 losing set of trades and 1 winning set of trades there. And this is bouncy price action. Very choppy. You have to be very quick on your toes with this type of price action. Trying to read this market is insanely difficult because you have such thin liquidity on either side. You can see how rapidly the NQ is whipping around. I just think that for the most part, nobody's providing, look at this. Oh my goodness, look at that move. Wow. That is from 60 up to 95. That's 35 handles in a jiffy right there. How come negative 1,500? Because we lost on that trade. We lost about $2,000 on that one trade that went, we were shorting into it. But then we made money on that last trade. So one losing trade and one winning trade there. Hit my daily goal. Thanks, bro. There you go. Nice work. Yeah, this is wild though. This is wild. The amount of liquidity that's being grabbed on either side. It's very, very thin there. Up 300. So calling it for today. Broker close and going to play some games. There you go, Julius. That's what I'm talking about. Nicely done there. All right, so we're pushing back up to the VWAP here now. Nice. Tony's up $600 there. So we're pushing up into the VWAP. Do we have continued weakness up towards that level? That is the question. That is the question today, folks. This is what we're looking at here. That's the VWAP. All right, that's what we're looking at over on our screens here. And we are still holding these 500s. This might actually convince me to take a long, especially with NVIDIA is turning up a little bit. Just a little bit of a taster here. So here's through the VWAP. We are starting to squeeze here, folks. We are squeezing very rapidly here. Look at this move to the top side. Wow, what a squeeze. So we do have room all the way up to 23. Can we time this appropriately here up to the 20s? Watching here very carefully. I want to see this scream up into these 20s. Very, very nice. Up into those 20s. Beautiful, beautiful pull. Covering 6, looking for the final 3 to work above 23 now. This is our big level of 23. Nice push up to the top side here, and we're full out there. So that's going to bring us up now. Only down $358. There we go. Nice move up to the top side. Levered into that one for that touch to 23. There we go, folks. How about that? Right up to our level. Bingo, bango. Levered into that one because we don't have time to wait for the market. When the market's wanting to go without us, we got to move with it. Rips, you got to read this in your best broadcast voice. Rips busting loose, taking some heat in the pocket on a 15 lot, shaking it off and pushing it over the line for some positive yardage on that play. What do you see over there, John? Well, you know, Rips is just trading, and so when he puts on a trade, there's a trade, and he'll have a trade if he puts on a trade. Back to you, Pat. That's my best John Madden right there. John Madden had the best commentary. Well, the quarterback's going to give the fullback the ball, and that's called a running play, so that's when they're going to run the ball if they give the fullback the ball. Back to you, Pat. Oh, goodness. Hey, Coach Dakota's in the chat. Can we give some W's out there for Coach Dakota? Oh, you thought I was doing Bostic? Oh, goodness. And boom. Tough acting tonight. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Uh-oh. Are we still here? Are we still here? Did the stream go down? Are we still here, everybody? I'm getting a warning here saying that I disconnected. Are we still here? Everybody still here? Okay, cool. Woo. Close one. Okay, good. Excellent. I don't know why that, but there we go. Reconnected. Hey, there we go. All righty. So yeah, some winning trades, some losing trades, some hokey pokey all about trades. This has been a wild session so far. But we stay in the pocket, folks. We don't let our losses affect us. We just keep on moving with the markets. We don't trade our P&L. We just trade with the market. We move with the market. It's a beautiful dance if you want it to be. Just move with the market, folks. Move with the market. Gotta move and shake. Shake, shake, move. There you go. Shake and shimmy. What's Coach Dakota's YouTube? He doesn't have one. Oh, wait, do we have 900 likes? Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, let's see if we're going to trade any more of this price action. We are at 914 likes. Appreciate you, folks. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream. We're going to give away a free year of Clubhouse when we hit 10,000 subs. This is crazy price action, folks. I'm going to say it again. This is wild and crazy price action. I feel very blessed that we're up $358 here on. We're trading combines, by the way. I like to be completely transparent with that at all junctures. This is what this is looking like over here. Let me go ahead and let me slide it on over for you. There you go. This is our lay of the land here. Hitting max loss in one of our combines. That's going to bring that balance to, $152,000. That one was close to passing today. And then we have $1,200 here and $1,400 in that one. So spreading my risk around and doing the hokey pokey today. So that's what we're looking at today on our trades, our combine trades today. Spreading out our risk there. His handle in chat is Coach Dakota. Yeah, you can find him right here in our Discord. He is Coach Dakota right there. XFA, yeah, I got 3 XFAs. I'm just not trading them. Imagine if I copied my 3 XFAs, I'd be down $9,000 right now off that tricky price action. Unless I was, somehow presciently saw that whipping up. That was insane. Like, look at this. Like, are we watching the same? Look at this. This is wild and crazy. This is nuts. I mean, it's respecting our topping level there of 23, but I'm not going to reverse into that freight train. I mean, look at this though. If you're trading this in the pocket, I'm not in the pocket right now. I'll be honest with you. I'm not in the pocket. But if you're trading this in the pocket, this is a day where you can, if you're scalping, you're taking profit when you see profit. This is one of those days where you can make a bag. You can make a bag. Hilarious, trading my combine great and lots of F around and find out in the sim. Hey, that's good. That's awesome. Ribs, all your sentences are cut off with your mic. Are we still having that, folks? Are we still having that? From a negative $200 to negative $50, should I stop? Yeah, I would stop. Take it easy. Good on Discord? Okay. Hopefully YouTube cleans up here. Sound good? Okay, cool. Awesome. Is there a bearish hourly order block at 5? Let's have a gander. Let's have a little look-see. Go over to Trading View over here. 5. Let's see. What time frame? We're looking at 15-minute? Probably. Oh, hourly. Sorry, I got my stupid hat on this morning. I got the case of the stupids right now. All right. I mean, not really. I mean, it's almost there on the hourly. Let's see if it's probably on the 30. I wouldn't say on the hourly though, because it's not a clean 3 candle pattern. I mean, not really. I would call that order flow instead of an order block. I would say that's 1 hour bearish order flow. Fair enough? Does that sound fair? By the way, who do we have for one-on-ones today? Feels good to take a little breather from the market. Wild market this morning. Wild market. Let's see here. Let's see. Who do we have today? We have Hero and Tom, I believe. Hero and Tom, if they're still with us. Yeah, Hero's here. And Tom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got both you cats in here. I love that. Cool. So that's going to be in about 50 minutes here. So I think this is when we get to the chop area of the day, at least temporarily, because that was like fireworks. Do we all have fun at least? I had fun. That was fun. That was fun for me. Was it good for you? That was fun. I had a good time. That was a lot of fun. And you will see that, I am often going a little bit wild in these positions, but, it's not without the right intention. If you think a heart attack is fun. Yeah, NVIDIA is ridiculous, right? NVIDIA we're trying to use for our leading indicator, and NVIDIA is going, nyeh. It's doing this. Tick, 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 tick. Does anyone know how to show past trades in your chart on Top Step X? Good question. Overtraded, but up $10. Hey, better than being down 10,000, right? Up $10 is up $10. There you go. Yeah, roller coaster, right? Hey, Reps, when do you plan to take a payout from the live accounts? I mean, I talked to Mick and he's like, you should be taking payouts. And I was like, no, I don't I don't want to take payouts. I don't know. We'll see. I could take one right now if I want to do, obviously, but I don't know. I like seeing the high score when I log in. I like seeing the high score. Am I in Top Step X? Yeah, I have multiple Top Step X accounts. I just haven't used them on stream. Max gain in one combine, 612 in the other, 500 away from passing. We'll execute patience. Let's go, Grateful Trader. Caught a quick short. Now I'm going to bed. Thanks, Rips. Nice. Wow. Up $5,000 for Mitchell. Give it up for Mitchell in here. Wow. How many Top Step X combines? You can trade as many as you want. I don't have any XFAs on Top Step X. I only have combines. I think I've, very limited exposure in trading on Top Step X there. Yeah, keep grinding on the leaderboards. That's what I'm saying. High score on the leaderboard is balanced. I know. I don't know. It's it's a psychological thing. I like having the high score, and I like logging in and seeing the high score. I like your trading style. Find weakness, capitalize on it, and exit. There you go. How do you get Top Step X? You have to have been selected. It's going to be releasing to the public shortly. There. When do we see your name in the leaderboard? Love to see your name. Hopefully soon. I was like this close. I was this close, and I ended up fumbling the ball in a big way. It was all me. It was my trading. I was so close. There's one day and I was up, good golly, I think it was up $5,000. And then I hit a reversal on that. And it was like, I went from being up $5,000 to losing 3,000 and then like maybe another, so like down 11. So $16,000 swing in one day. And like, that was just like, that just, it was horrible. So hopefully I'm working on it. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best. Top Step X shows trades at the bottom of the platform below the calendar. Yeah, you can see the executions there. All right, so we did hit the benchmark number of likes that we're hitting. Right, we asked for 900 likes. We got 943 likes. So how about we do a giveaway? And then I'm going to jump into Clubhouse, trade for like another 20 minutes, and then we'll do our one-on-ones that we have for our buddies in here. Yeah, we'll get that. I mean, I'm trying. The less I focus on it, the better. The more I focus on it, the more stress I was enduring. And I was like, it's just, I'm a very competitive person and I want to be at the top of that leaderboard. But I know that, I can just trust in my own skills that I'll carry myself there. So it's like what Mike was saying yesterday on Top Step. It's just, you just got to relax, just got to trade. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I got to push this thing. And, and it gets to you. I was going against a lot of what I usually do. And it's like, I'm up 5K, I should have just held it. So we'll see it. When it's Top Step implementing micros, it's going to be implemented to Top Step X in the next 90 days, according to Mr. Patak there. How do we sign up for a one-on-one? If you join the Clubhouse Discord, is right here, Clubhouse. If you join it, just check it out for 7 days, see if it's a good fit for you. If it is, and you end up joining us full time, you get an ability to book 15-minute one-on-ones. And again, there's no promises there. If you want to have a 15-minute one-on-one where we chat about what your favorite coffee is, we could do that too. But it's I try to share my experience of what I've learned over the years and try to bestow it upon anybody who's willing to listen. That's my MO there. Micros are on Top Step X, but not 10-1, right? Got one of three passed. That one came the next morning. The other two got lost in the queue. Oh, goodness. There you go. Yeah, I usually get, whenever I pass an XFA, it usually takes 24 hours or less. There you go. At some point, it's not about the money. Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to get the high score. I told Mick straight up on the phone. I was like, Mick, let me tell you something. I promise you, I don't care about taking a single payout. I just want the glory. Those were my exact words. I said, I want the glory. Give me the glory. He's like, I think your community would like to see you taking payouts. I go, I want the glory, baby. Yeah, just changed my name. That's from here on out. You can just call me Coach Dakota, and I am number one on the leaderboard. There you go. Your community wants to see the glory too. See, that's what I'm saying, G Trader. There you go. It's all about the glory. Let's go. All right, let's give away this. Let's give away a free month here. Let's do the giveaway. We're gonna end our day on the YouTube stream, Red. I mean, I went for it. I was gonna, we were up 800, down 2,000, then up down 1,500, now down $350. So hey, that's a win for me. I feel good about that. Plus, one combine I didn't blow. I hit max loss on a combine. I didn't blow it. And what was I going to say? So that's fine. Then the other two combines, what did I say the balances were? Let me see. So we got a balance at 154K on one and 153K on another. And then the one I hit max daily loss on is at 151.5. So, hey, that's not bad. I'm happy with that. That's decent. All right, let's do this here. What did Paige say? You can donate the wins to your community. I was thinking, honestly, to donate to charity. I think that could be fun. We all select a charity. We donate to charity. That could be a lot of fun, right? It is cool. Like I do want to get the hat and the pin, right? For like a $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 payout. I want to get the hat and the pin. I want them to make me a special pin for a $250,000 payout. All right, let's do the giveaway. Hey, Ribs, we have 3 combines for Top Step, and we've cleared all 3, but we want to go for only one XFA, and others will still be valid. There's any time limit. So what you can do, what's the problem with getting 3? Because if you pass 3, you get 30 days to pay for the fee, right? If it's about paying the fee, just don't pay the fee. But remember, it's 30 days. But if you want to pass all 3, you can tell Risk, hey, lock my other 2 if you don't want to trade them, if you're nervous about trading them. But yeah, there you go. Most expensive hat and pin. There you go. Trying to catch 100 points a day on the NQ with 5 contracts. It's 10K. That's a lot. 10K a day and size up. And then once it gets to live, I'll use that as a big account, copy trade 3x face, so 4 accounts. There you go. I like it, Stacks. There you go. He's pushing for the 250K ribbon. I'll make them have a cool trophy, something like that. All right. So let's do the giveaway. We're going to do, Let's do this. We're going to do a keyword, and we're going to do, let's do just wild as the keyword, because today's price action was wild. So there you go, folks. Go ahead and type in the keyword wild. We're going to do channel member luck is 3 times more likely. Just type in the word wild. Monty, you got to type it over in the YouTube chat. So just type in the word wild. Same with you, Mike K. Go ahead and type that in the YouTube chat. And if you're already in here, if you're already in Clubhouse, you will get an extra month tacked on, whether you're on a trial basis or whatever, you will get an extra month tacked on to your subscription. So anybody in here can win. We'll call the giveaway here in about 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Oh, by the way, this is how you win. Right here, it says Twitter and Instagram at Selling Rips. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. We're trying to get to 3,000 followers on Instagram. We're trying to get to, 20,000 followers on Twitter. So follow me there. Make sure you're following me. When you win the giveaway, it's super easy. You just say, yay, I won. And Rips, my Twitter username is this. Marine. And then my Instagram username is this. Don't put the @ symbol. So if I won the giveaway, I would say, awesome, my Twitter username is Selling Rips. Or I would say my Instagram username is Selling Rips. Don't put the @ symbol. But the keyword is wild. I'm going to point this way. Keyword is wild, because this is a wild price action today, and we ended up being down $358, but that's real trading, folks. Like I said, we're up $1,400 in one account, $1,200 in another, and then max loss in another account. But that's why I like spreading out my risk versus copying trades. Can be, a little bit pricey from time to time, I guess. Rips, if you just flex a little on Instagram, you have, no, I'm not going to do that ever. You're never going to know when I buy new cars, buy new homes. You're never going to know when I go gamble big in Vegas. You're never going to know about any of that flashy stuff, because I think that's ridiculous to post. That's just silly. You're never going to know about any of that stuff. Maybe if you're there with me. By the way, folks, I do want to let you in on a little something. I did get a little birdie in my ear here. Let's see. Oh, flex my muscle. I thought you meant like stupid flex. Which flex are you talking about? Which flexing are you talking about? Okay, all right, sorry. I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about something else. That's funny. Let's see here. Little birdie told me something here, folks. Let me go back to the. Okay, so we are looking. Not guaranteed, but we are looking. Mark this on your calendars. June 14th, for everybody in here, everybody that's watching on YouTube, everybody especially in Discord, that we're going to have a meetup in Las Vegas. That's right, Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's going to have an amazing venue. It's going to have an esports venue, HyperX Arena. It's going to be a full day event. Top Step TV team is going to be there. It's going to be amazing. But more than anything, I want to meet everybody face to face. I want to see everybody there. I want to hang out with everybody. I want to trade live for everybody. I want folks to see the real live trading in real life. It's going to be amazing. So please mark on your calendars, June 14th. And here's what I'm thinking. For you folks that are in the Discord, I think I want to do like a vacation giveaway where we have full flight round trip wherever you are in the world, full hotel stay, the whole 9 yards. And then maybe we can play some poker, play some baccarat together, have some fun. If you like to drink, I'll get you all liquored up. Just kidding. I can't say that live on stream, but yeah, I don't drink myself. But hey, I would love to sponsor somebody's fun. Last time I was in Vegas with a bunch of trading buddies, Rips got a little crazy. I just kept on, I was sending them picture after picture after picture after picture of some cocktails at the pool, and then I find fun in that, getting the buddies all liquored up and then just seeing the fun unfold. That's always fun. So June 14th, mark your calendars. And I think that we're going to do a fun giveaway, a whole vacation package. It'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. This is what we need, more in-person meetups where we can all hang out together and have a good time. It'd be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of fun. The address of the event, HyperX Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada, June 14th. That's the information that I have right now. Will we get a chance to participate in the tournament? Stay tuned. It's going to be amazing. I mean, Vegas is a great place to hang out. Vegas is a great place. I've spent a lot of my years in Vegas. I love Vegas. It's probably one of my favorite places. It definitely was held a place in my heart for a very, very long time. I mean, me and Vegas go way back. I love Vegas. Anyway, all right, folks, why don't we do this giveaway here since we're a little bit past the hour here, but Hey, you know what? We're having fun today. We're going to end the stream down $358, but that's okay. Let's hope that whoever wins this, again, very, very easy here. You're going to say, yay, I won. My Instagram username is this, or my Twitter username is this. Do not put the @ symbol. Here we go, folks. Rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, and Hangry Monkey, are you with us? Hangry Monkey, you've won. Just go ahead and say, my username for Instagram is this. My username for Twitter is this. 60 seconds are going on the clock right about now. Okay, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. Everybody already re-roll it. Re-roll. Congrats to Hangry Monkey if you're with us. You have about 50 seconds, 50, to claim your prize. At any moment, you can chime in here. By the way, if you're watching this at a later time and this person didn't claim the giveaway, go ahead and watch it 2x speed. I saw HyperX in the Family Plan movie. I didn't know it was a real place. Thought it was a set. No, it's real. I'm here. Woo. Okay. My Twitter name is this. My Instagram username is this. Pick one. Come on, Hangry Monkey. We believe. I believe. Let's see it. I believe in you. Who's ready to roll the dice? Oh, goodness. We'll give you about 30 more seconds. Okay. Wow, that's a short name. Let's see if that's really you. That's a cool name if that's yours. Okay, checking. You don't follow me. I don't think you follow me. Yeah. I mean, if that's actually you, I'm going to refresh the page here. I mean, that's a cool username, but I don't know if that's you. Okay. It's every time, folks. We can't. It's every single time. All right, we're going to give you 30 more seconds to follow the instructions here. This is the best part of my day. I'm going to say it right now. This is the best part of my day. They're shaking right now. Gotta type the name. Oh my God. No more extra time. You folks are brutal. You do follow me. Look at that. Oh, and you did the last giveaway too. Give it up, folks, for Hangry Monkey. Give it up. They followed the instructions. Wow, look at this. And they've already been chatting with me. I didn't see this DM before. It was in my spam box. Congrats. Free month. This is me. There you go. I'm going to send you a coupon code within the hour. So look out for that. Congratulations there to Hangry Monkey. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, folks. Well, we're going to be locking up the YouTube stream here. Down $358 to start our day. We're going to have the FOMC later in the Discord. We'll be trading that at 2 p.m. So I'm going to save my firepower for that. Maybe we can add some more green to our total, or maybe we can give it all back in a fiery rage. We'll see. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in on Discord. I'll see you folks tomorrow. I'm going to be here bright and early, 8 a.m. sharp. Please trade safely. Remember, those FOMC minutes may be a nothing burger. It may move the market all around, but I think most people are going to be looking for these bond auctions. And, of course, NVIDIA earnings after the bell. So please trade safe, and I will see you folks bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. Be good. We'll see you then.